time for a What's Up with Nora. Ooh, hey. What's up with that? Ooh, hey. What's up with Nora? Ooh, hey. What's up with that?
No. Well.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. It's like I was just here. It's so weird. I'm here. I'm queer. Let's get straight into it. So, Lara FM yesterday decided to do, a quick protest, just a quickie, over by Big Blue because she saw that there was peeps there that she could tell, hey, get out of there. It's dangerous. Don't be there. Watch out. And so she was. And then something happened. Something wild happened. I'm going to bring her on. The one, the only, Lara FM. Here we go. Thank you for being here, Lara. Thank you.
The applause. Oh my God.
That's right. You got to have the applause. I mean, like, I have all kinds of, I haven't been doing like the things on my board. I need to, what's what you talking about? See, I got like fun stuff on there.
I'm beautiful.
Right? Like that was your attitude yesterday.
I'm beautiful.
Yeah.
But I've been, what's the other one up there? Oh,
Fuck me gently with the chainsaw.
that's like my favorite quote from Heather's of all time. Like you can't, that's a lot. That's a lot. But yeah, I think that yesterday, just let's talk about yesterday to set these things up a little bit. When you were driving by just to see what was up, what did you see? What was going on there?
So me and Ashley were driving by and literally were like, I was like, hey, Ash, should we, I'm like, should we just, I'm always asking her, should we swing by? She's always like, hey, you want to swing by Blue? Just see what's happening. And yeah, we drove by. As we were approaching, we kind of start filming right away as we're pulling up to the light. There was an older guy there. I say something sort of funny and like, hey, it's a great day to not be in a cult. It's okay to leave Scientology or something like that. And we look over at the canteen cafe area and there's a whole gold photo shoot being done, a whole photo shoot that they were trying to make look like just a casual walk in the day in the park at the cafe.
Just such a vibe. It's such a hustling and bustling place. So many people there just enjoying indoctrination.
So we get out, Ash, we kind of pull, I'm in the car first doing the thing. And then I'm like, oh, actually there's a whole shoot going on here. I'm going to get out. I'm going to start talking to people, kind of doing it as I do. Thank you, Ashley, for filming. I'm always like so appreciative of that because I'm in the moment. She knows how I am. Like I'm in the moment, I'm going like, and
100%.
Just like you've seen and other people have seen and everybody who's protested Scientology, you literally have to have your head on a swivel because anything can happen at any time, especially with righteous Sea Org Scientologist members, or how would you say dedicated cult members?
Oh, fanatical devotees.
Where they literally don't know the law because they're so infatuated with their own group and their own cult. They don't know the actual outside laws. And you have people from like Kendrick Moxon who are working under the establishment of OSA in Scientology, who are sending out people like the elderly members that we're literally protesting for, and the children in this. But they have some audacity. They think this is going to help the PR for my cult or whatever it is. And, they think it's okay to shove people or do things that are illegal and then turn it on the protester as if they're the one harassing or hitting or, harassing elderly. But yet here they are sending out, as you can see, similar people to agitate the people that are actually protesting and exposing Scientology. So I think what I was excited to jump on when you asked me about this, I was like, this guy is the same guy that you spoke to literally a week before at the Father's Day protest.
Wild that he's just hanging out there. Let's we'll go to my footage. Let's show my footage first, and then we'll show what happened yesterday. Because if you guys don't remember, my new best friend here, who I invited for dinner, Let's go back over that. Let's go back over that. What happened to me on Father's Day? Just to set this up, Dan Walks LA and I were talking to these 3 young people about the history of Scientology right outside of the security part, the horseshoe on the backside of Big Blue, which is on Catalina there. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah. You got it, sir. You got to go right up here. Okay. And you see where those blue. That's right. Hey, man. Hi. Hi, I'm Nora.
Hi.
Hi. I used to be here. How long have you been? Like my mom joined in the 70s. How long have you been in?
A long time.
Can I pause you,
like
Nora?
What's that?
I just said, can I pause you? I wanted you talked about this before, but also this guy has been out where other protesters are many times. This is just more recently. He's been more. I can't even say it other than antagonistic. He's literally.
Oh yeah, no. He definitely. I mean, the tone that he has here with me, right, is that he wanted. He literally he had 2 missions. First of all, to call us out as squirrels. So he did that. He didn't get a reaction from me and Dan that he wanted. We just laughed, and then I introduced myself, which totally threw him off because then he just went into the normal, like, oh, I'm shaking hands, like, oh, hello, how do you do?
And I don't think he thought necessarily that you yet. He didn't discover you yet as being an actual protester, or were you just listening to some squirrels? And then, as you said,
right,
he goes, oh shit! I like at that moment, I swear he was like, I shouldn't have even touched.
No, you can hear the change in the tone in his voice because
like,
this is why people have asked me, like, why, I have that microphone, and that's why, because when I'm standing out with a microphone in my hand, even though it's my little baby button mic that's inside the thing,
it looks professional.
That's right.
You look like a TV station.
Exactly. And so people find me more approachable at that point. Yeah. And then they're like,
I just wanted to make sure like you saw that. Like this guy totally thought that Nora was some TV person and didn't realize, shit. She's going to literally say what she's just about to say.
Yeah, he had no clue. And then, but see, here's the sad part, guys, is they were locking their parishioners out of the buildings because we were on the other side during a permitted protest. They are so terrified that any person involved in Scientology will hear 1 second of truth that they will lose them. That is how terrified they are. So they locked all the doors. They locked everybody out. So let's see what happened here with me and him. 70s?
Who are you?
My name's Nora.
Nora, what's your last name?
Oh, well, you would probably.
Where do you live?
Did you know my dad?
Wow.
Right there.
Where do you live?
He came right up to me and asked, where do you live? And I covered his face a little bit here with the question marks just because he was a little weird. And so I was trying to make this short a little lighter.
No. It's very
the
clear.
Experience.
And this is just the normal attitude of a Scientologist, not even a Sea Org member, guys. This isn't an internal Sea Org member.
The shirt that he's wearing here says FLAG, F-L-A-G, which is the flag land base, right? Okay.
Which everybody knows
that's the one
by
in Clearwater.
now. FLAG is not here.
No, FLAG is not here. It's in Clearwater. Aaron sits out in front of it every Friday with his crew out there. That's where he's sitting, guys, is in front of the building that this guy's talking about on his shirt. But also part of his accoutrement, his outfit du jour, because he's wearing this same shirt when you have an interaction with him yesterday. That I think he probably just has only this shirt. He also
might be slightly different, but either way, it doesn't matter. Every shirt he's wearing, every time I've seen him, has been a Scientology symbol of some sort.
Some Scientology.
AOLA, a flag symbol, the Y's emblem. The last time near CCHR,
he has them all.
Or he was wearing the CCHR shirt.
Yeah, they're like Pokemon. He's collected them all. But he also has an OT8 bracelet on, which means that he has been in Scientology long enough to spend at least $300,000 to $450,000 to reach that coveted highest level, which then, in the early, 2010s was told, just kidding. You didn't actually do any of those things. And now you have to go back to the very beginning and read all of the books again and start all over.
And I've seen this guy. I have seen this guy as a public as me when I was in the Sea Org at Flag. This guy is definitely, whenever there's a big event, this is just one of the few, I would say probably 200 definite Scientologists that show up to the big major events every time there's an event. You
Oh
will
yeah,
see
that are
this guy
giving
at the
money,
event.
everything.
Same with the guy we call Grandpa. He's
Mhm.
also there. There's a bunch of people. Anyways, so yeah, I just wanted to make sure this is a very normal thing where they think like, oh, where do you live? Like that's like, do you live around here? Are you here? What do you like immediately? And I don't know if you guys remember this, Tony Pierce, who also
Mhm.
has done only written good stories about Scientology. So clearly he's one-sided and or completely safe, what do you call it? God damn it, I'm forgetting the words now, thank God. Safe pointed by
Yeah.
Scientology. So either way, but he said you don't even live around here. Where do you? And it's like, what the fuck what are these questions? But that is the attitude you get from somebody who is protecting,
totally,
or shielding Scientology. So yeah,
100%, 100%. Here we go. But he doesn't know how to get into the building. Here we go.
Yeah, right.
Did you know my dad, Consova?
Probably.
Did you know my dad, Consova?
See, then he got really upset when I talked about my dad.
Yep.
You want to know where I live? Why do you want to come visit? I make really good food. I can make you some food.
Give me your address.
Sure. You can look me up. I've got an address online. I mean, I don't live here anymore.
Which is true. You guys, anybody can find my P.O. box. It's in the description of this video.
I live in Oregon, but you're welcome. You're welcome to come visit. I would love to cook you a meal, talk about, can I ask you a serious question?
Now, I want you guys to note that I get no answer to this question, but I think everyone should ask every current Scientologist this question.
Serious question. Okay. Why is it okay for David Miscavige to change the tech multiple times when L. Ron Hubbard made it clear in Tech D grades that is a suppressive act?
I love that I love the crickets. Oh my God. And the old PC computer thing. But I love, please, people, when you're protesting, the best thing to do is ask them, what is David Miscavige doing with the money? Why is he using all the money for lawyers? Why is David Miscavige changing L. Ron Hubbard's tech?
Yes.
Just simple things like these will break, I believe, are the perfect seeds to plant when you're trying to break somebody from the spell of Scientology.
Yeah, because those are the things they care about. Those are the things that directly affect them.
Like, because they will, right? They will, in that moment, they will go, well, yes, I'm only listening basically directly to David Miscavige. Whatever he says goes. So then you go, so the perfect thing is, hey, don't you ever wonder why it was okay for David Miscavige to change the tech 5 times or whatever, golden age of tech, then the new era, and then this and the golden age of knowledge, things like that. And then to say, where is all this money going? There's millions of money. And they do know that because they're regged constantly. I just used a Scientology term.
I know, it's okay.
Change the language. They are held against their will many hours uncomfortably, being told they must donate and support saving the planet right now, today, right now, not tomorrow. We could have changed, Israel. We could have changed everything right now. And to a point where I've even talked about this on live stream, where my own aunt, who was an FSM, and Canada and stuff like that, she threw her purse and wallet at these free wins. Gavin Potter was one of them. She was in a room with a bunch of these people, and she threw their purse, and she was crying because she saw me coming in for lunch. We were supposed to go have a lunch across the street at the local Scientology okayed restaurant, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, so she was crying and her money was out. The next thing I know, my aunt has no more retirement money. She's donated it all, and she's back in Canada, not only back on the job that she retired from, like back in the company, being like, oh, actually, I guess, my retirement isn't holding up for my lifestyle. Had to go back to her job, plus got announced by David Miscavige at the Free Winds event that she is now the flag field staff member, commanding officer of the Canadian Toronto organization.
That's crazy.
So entitled, so the first thing you must do is, these are solid points, even for this guy who will show in the next video, fucking completely assaulted me and has no idea, yet he's above OT5 at this point.
Oh, yeah.
probably through
He's
all
supposed
of
to be,
the
guys, he's supposed to be at cause. Okay. He's supposed to be
over
in
his
control over matter, energy,
energy,
space, and
space,
time,
time.
over everything. Like as if you are Iron Man crossed with Doctor Strange, crossed with the fucking Black Panther and Superman and every and fucking Thor and all of these people rolled into one human god, right? And none of them can do anything. Okay, it's like sad. It's sad. But we'll finish my ridiculous video here and we'll get to your important
If
one.
you're a
No,
staunch
it's not. It's
Scientologist and you
super
believe
important.
what L. Ron said, why would David Miscavige have that authority? This is locked, but you can go up here.
Now, the only reason I knew that
I
was
love
locked.
that you already right.
The only reason I knew that was locked is when I got to Big Blue, I parked right down from that thing. I was like, oh my God, there's a parking on Catalina. I'm going to take it because I knew all of their security cameras were pointed at the street. So if somebody tried to mess with something, I'd be like, I know all these cameras work. What did you guys do to my rental car? And I wanted just, like it was a spot, right? I'm not going to drive around Los Angeles for 3 hours trying to park. And so I had seen already two ecclesiastical space Navy people standing out there waiting for somebody to open it from the inside so that they could go in. So, and also
just
that's
so
not
you know,
interest in there. Yeah.
Security, just for the people in the outside world, in this form of Scientology talk, for you never ends. Security, literally, as you guys may or may not know, has access to lock the door digitally from a camera and then unlock it. Like right when somebody presses the button, hey, they're like, okay, clear, open. So they can manually lock it electronically just by watching cameras. So
Correct.
if they see Nora walking down the sidewalk with this
Locked.
OT something plus, right, and it's locked, that means to the guy, security purposely has that locked. Don't come in this way.
Yeah.
I'm not blocking your way. I'm telling you exactly where to go. But why would that be okay with you as somebody who's been in as long as you have? Do you think L. Ron would be okay with that? Because he's not source anymore. David Miscavige is now source. There you go, right up there.
So smart.
No comment.
And of course, people will be like, see, Nora's still a Scientologist. But really what you're doing is getting in the head of somebody who thinks he's so right and so dedicated, right? And he thinks he's so on purpose and, oh, this SP, this squirrel. So you're literally saying to him, hey, why do you think you're, above David Miscavige's savior, L. Ron Hubbard? Do you think he would be okay with what David Miscavige is doing, whether David Miscavige thinks it's right or not?
Yeah.
You're trying to get into that headspace, which I think is so important because really when it breaks it down to it, you have to bring up David Miscavige, the criminal legal actions that have happened in the past that some of them know about. They were literally a part of, or they were there to protest the Lisa McPherson protesters or whatever. So they know certain things about it. So at a certain point, it's amazing. I believe my choice, right? To announce the fact that what is David Miscavige doing with all of the money? Because it's a lot of money, monthly, weekly, yearly, donations, every event. It's millions and millions of dollars. So
this is why they're desperate for new people now, because
asses off.
The other
and
people
so
are,
you must ask them all this money you're registraring, pulling from people, manipulating from people, plus the money you're giving and the time and the work. And now you're literally protecting for some reason you're protecting this organization by distracting the squirrel Nora and Dan Walks LA from talking to somebody inside. Like, it's insane. Okay, I can go on a roll, but like, you're getting these communicative powers, so to speak, in Scientology, and literally you can't confront the thing that is the hardest to talk about as a Scientologist.
I mean, for me, using, and I'm working very hard in the now times to not utilize that language, because it's part of the damage that's done to us, like in our DNA. 100%. It brings all that back up and it keeps it real, right? But when I'm speaking directly to a Scientologist, right, I'm going to use the language because that's the language they speak. They do not speak normal language anymore, right? So their thought patterns are structured around those words. And because I know that language, that is the most appropriate time to use it. right? And sometimes not you and I, but like us, the collective us, people who have escaped, right? We fall back into that language very easily, especially when we're recounting
And I know,
stories
and
from
I
our
think
life,
that's okay.
Yeah.
I don't,
Yeah.
I'm not sitting here. Look, everybody has their fucking methods and ways of describing the psychosis and disgustingness and
Yes.
manipulative tar of Scientology that is in all perspectives. Okay. All
Yes.
I'm saying is that it is okay for me to be in an emotion and say something the way that I feel
Yes.
another Scientologist would accept or hear that because of the way that I would have heard it in that scenario. I also think it's also very valid for us to unlearn things. I think that
Yes.
we need to figure out a word that is more describable in the human language, because there is a word already existing
Always.
that L. Ron
Yeah.
Hubbard hasn't stolen.
Yeah.
Like turbulation or keyed in, or
Yes.
being able to say these things and explain that they literally took human, regular conversational words and made them their own language of Scientology. So to be able to dissect and be out here protesting on the other end, knowing, Nora, what to say to somebody who's been in
Yes.
and is in, he has the guts to come out to even say squirrels to the protesters. That means he has the authority. He literally has permission by OSA
Oh, yeah.
to walk around and do this.
Yeah.
So what is Nora saying? She literally is saying, okay, let's pretend your savior of L. Ron Hubbard was such a clean spiritual soul. Do you think what David Miscavige is doing is okay with L. Ron? Would L. Ron Hubbard be okay with that? And that's the beginning of getting somebody out of their spell, I think.
Exactly.
So, good job. Good job. That's all I have to say.
Well, let's. I just want to show you the last things that I said to him here.
You're okay with Scientology being squirreled? Okay, you're a squirrel then. Congrats.
Enjoy your talk.
Go right into your squirrel station and do David Miscavology. See, he's got no. They got no combat for that, guys. He won't.
Now he
wants
didn't
my
hear
address.
this part.
Like, I'm sorry, that was so single white female. Like, who walks up? Who walks up to somebody's like, I want your address. Like, do you want to wear my skin also? What the fuck was that?
But I know you're
Right?
laughing, Nora, but that's very, very true. This man from a different generation who's not caught up in the nowadays things of everything going on, including LGBTQ, whatever rights, completely like this man has no concept of what's going on in the outside world.
No.
So
None.
for you to say that, look what this guy then does to me when he thinks me and Ashley are alone and that I wouldn't handle myself or that I would react like the person he is being told that.
Oh, no, 100%. But here's my other theory. So I went to the Father's Day protest. I think that was like 2 weeks ago now. And that interaction happened. It's all over the internet. It's like a lot of people watch that. That video has a lot of views. So I think, hi Osa, I think that that he got in ethics trouble. We're gonna use some Scientology terms here that some of you are familiar with. Ask questions if you don't understand. And I think he got put into one of the bad states of being, known as a lower condition in Scientology. And I think that he had to do like a liability, where part of the formula,
I don't know about this.
Well, just listen to my theory. This is just theory. I'm talking on my own.
I think
But
they
he had
think
to
he
deliver-
did a good job with
He had to
you.
deliver an effective blow to the enemies of the group, and then he took that way too literally yesterday.
I can see that. Okay, so in the liability condition, when you get signed a lower condition, that means your statistics are not at a certain level and above,
Right.
or even if your stats are up, you've done something out ethics enough that you yourself understand, oh yeah, I'm in a lower condition because these are the rules of L. Ron Hubbard. He says, if so-and-so happens, if you don't wear your job properly, you get assigned treason for hats not wearing. If you're in doubt about your post or being on your job, you're in doubt formula. All these
And then you have to
things
go
are
up.
below.
Yeah.
And you have to go up the condition. So yeah, everybody, I don't want to explain Sciento shit, but we have to explain that in order for you to understand that the moment at one point I'm right here and this can get pretty loud. It sounds almost like a megaphone when I'm speaking.
Shh, don't give away all your secrets, Lara.
No, I'm not. But as I am doing this, I turned. I was like, keep your TRs in, because I literally could see him fucking getting heated when he was looking at me. And I was
Yeah.
like, keep your TRs in. And somebody made a weird comment, but I kind of agreed with it a little bit. I am prepared for some jackass like this to do this. And I'm me, Lara FM. Okay. I come out in this the way that I come out. Nobody has trained me how to do the things I do. This is Lara FM protesting style. I learn as I go. I interact. I hear from chat. I interact with the people that I'm dealing with in the protest. I just say, okay, what works? What isn't good? What did I think worked that didn't? What did work that people are saying that's not working? Bullshit is fucking working. I can literally see. So, okay.
What I want to do is I want to play through the interaction all the way through.
I know you do, Nora.
And then we're gonna go over it again because I want to play it in slow motion so that people can see all of the things that happen. So first time through, if you guys haven't seen this, Lara was at Big Blue, as you can see. They were doing a gold shoot.
This was
yesterday, guys. They had a bunch of people here. You see all the food left on the table. They didn't take their food with them because they're actors. They're acting.
Well, you'll see what happens. You'll see.
Well, this is the part. This is the interaction. I didn't go from the beginning, so I just want to show the interaction here, real quick.
Well,
do you want me to go back a bit?
I'm just kidding.
Okay, all right, here we go.
I'm kidding, Nora. I'm just saying because you see the whole thing happen here where I come in. The reason me and Ashley stopped was because there's everybody outside. They're shooting the fucking thing. We can see the film thing going up. This literally took maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, guys. So anybody can do this, not just me and Ashley or somebody who randomly comes by. Anybody can do this. Jacob was there, Griselda, all y'all. You just come by, even if it's 20, 30 minutes. That's it. It's not even a big deal just to not give them this opportunity, because this opportunity right here is the thing where they film and they put this shit in the magazines and they put this stuff in the event saying just on the 2nd of July. No, interrupt it as much as you can, because you literally are saving lives by doing this. You are literally stopping the propaganda by even just doing this. And as I was going to say at the beginning of this video, you can go to my live stream if you want to watch the 14 minutes of it. It's just 14, 15 minutes that me and Ashley just stopped in, boom, went in, did it, and popped out. So I wanted to just
anybody can do this,
you'll
but
see a lot of people everywhere.
Always go
and
with
then
somebody else, guys.
Slowly, you'll see Odo come in. Sorry, I'm cutting you off again, Nora.
No, it's okay.
But we're professionals at that, so whatever.
Guys, just know if Lara and I are ever talking over each other, we're fine with it. We will try to slow down. If we both have
It's the only way we can also understand. We also know that we both care about each other enough to let the other know at certain points.
We'll get to it.
I wasn't cool with that. You were cool with that.
We're good.
Who gives a shit? Okay. What I was gonna say is, you see the whole place filled up. Everybody walking across the street because they want a full cafeteria and a full canteen. And then they want to turn the camera to the AOLA building of people just walking in and out.
They're going to just show randos walking in and out. Yeah, it's total BS. It's propaganda. So, they're making a propaganda
all the way
film.
down to nothing. And if you want to watch the whole video, I feel like you should skip through certain parts.
We will. I just want to show this part here. Just so we can see our friend here. And let's see what he does yesterday.
I would not call him my friend.
No, I know. It's just that was sarcastic.
For legal purposes, I'm serious. Like, this man is very, very aggressive and very entitled, which are two very not okay things when you're in the cult mind of a Scientologist.
Yes. Here we go. See, there's his first appearance. Lara clocks
with his hand in his pocket.
Okay.
There's his.
Look it up. Get your TRs in!
Is this Hey, what the fuck is wrong with you, dumbass? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Don't you ever touch me like that again. That's illegal. When you shove
You literally just shoved her and insulted her, you psych.
Okay, now he's going to march off, but I'm going to play this slow.
Wait, can you back that up a bit? What did he say? He said, I didn't even get that. He said, I did it. Why?
He
said for something.
Here we go. We'll go with the closed captions.
Sorry, thank you.
Don't you ever touch me like that again. That's illegal. When you shove me.
You literally.
He said, I did it and you'll remember it forever. He literally just said that.
He admitted it.
Yep.
He admitted it right there. So now I want to go back and I want to play this in slow motion so you guys can see, again, two major things happen here. Okay. We're going to take off the closed captioning and we're going to put it. Now, this is going to take a minute, guys, so bear with us here. Okay, we're going to put it. We're going to put it down.
Nora, don't act like you're a professional when you're not.
I know, I'm not. Okay, now here he is. He's clocking Lara.
He is
Now
wearing the
listen.
flag shirt. You're right. There's his, I believe,
He said-
cancer, skin cancer.
Okay, right there where Lara says, get your TRs in. He was smiling. He was jovial. He was like, oh, voila. Total switcheroo. Okay, a switch happens in his mind right here. Now watch his face closely. Now that's right there. He's belly bumping.
He's literally
Lara,
getting,
who
he's like, oh, I
weighs
wonder what,
probably 1/3 of what he weighs. Okay.
Yep. Look at, I was like, what? His face
now
hit
Lara-
my face.
I know.
His
and
face
Laura's doing,
hit
Lara
my
has her
face.
hands
Rewind
up.
it though. I was literally disgusted that his nose
Well,
touched
you're going to see
my
that in a
face.
second. But Lara has her hands up correctly. Hands
I
up.
was like,
She's
get
not
the fuck
touching him.
off me.
And she does like the basketball move to like,
Yeah,
you know,
like
get
I'm not,
around him.
look, no
Okay?
foul, don't foul me.
Don't foul me. Now watch. Then he falls. He's stumbling because under his own weight and momentum, his tummy was taking him to the ground. There's Lara.
No, and he was
getting out of the way.
over-exaggerating. Look at him grab
But
the
see,
pole.
no, look, that was a real stumble. But then Otto's like, oh my God. Oh my
He's
God,
like,
the
"Are you
old
okay,
OT is going to
sir?"
fall. So he
Oh, no,
grabs him.
yeah.
Now look at his reaction to Otto trying to help him.
Well, I don't
lifts his
understand
arm-
something.
Go ahead.
Wait. No, oh my God, I just pressed my space bar thinking I was playing this. Oh my God. Wait, Nora,
Yes.
this is something that keeps going on in my head, and maybe chat was aware of this, or he does something right here. He sticks a blue piece of tape or something from his hand onto the pole.
Let's look
Where
again
he-
here.
I'm not kidding. Look at this. Look at
So
this.
he's coming up and pushing you.
Look, he gets in my, he touches nasty beard, touches my face. I said,
Now
what the
he's-
fuck are you doing? Then
he's
look at
falling.
this in his hand. Look at this in his hand. Look, Odo, look at that thing in his hand. The blue tape or whatever in his hand. What's in his hand that he then sticks up on the pole? I don't know what this was all about.
And he's ripping his hand away from Otto.
Well,
Like-
look it. No,
Yeah.
but look it. Now watch him. He sticks this thing on the lamp post right there. I don't know what that was about. I don't know if that's a microphone or what, but he sticks it on the pole. I was so confused in the middle of this. I'm like, what the hell is he doing sticking that thing on the pole? He sticks it on the pole.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if anybody else noticed this.
No, I didn't.
It keeps weirding me out. Look at the pole. Keep playing it. Sorry, look at it. There's blue tape on the pole now. And he sticks it on the pole. And I saw it, but then I kept following him like, don't you ever fucking do that to me again.
No,
But I
no,
was like,
it's still in
what-
his hand. Look. It's like
No,
a key
look,
ring.
he's-
Look,
No,
it's not
yeah,
on
but
there.
Look,
It's a key ring.
Look at, watch
We'll
it.
see the pole here in a
Watch it.
second.
He walks away and the tape is on the pole with a little black piece in it. I saw it.
No, it's not
live.
there. See, it was a key ring. It's a key he has in his hand. See, it's not there.
Are you sure? Anyways,
Yeah.
okay, whatever.
Look, watch his hands when because he's going to bring them back up, or he sticks it back in his pocket.
I don't know. It
He
seemed like
switched
some.
it. He
Okay,
switched the hands right there. Now it's not in that hand. It's in the other hand.
right. No, it's been
So
in
hang
that
on.
hand.
Now he's moved
And
it
we
to the
go
other hand.
back and there's blue tape on the pole.
You'll remember
Right
it
here.
forever.
Oh, sorry, there's Ashley.
And then hang on.
He literally
See,
shoved
watch
her.
when he walks away. Watch this hand on his right hand side now. Now he's switching it again. He's holding it in his hands. See, now it's not in that hand. It's over here. See, he's putting it in his pocket.
Okay, that's what you see, Nora. I saw something else
He
after
switched it
when
back
I
and
went.
forth.
But listen to me. When I
Yeah.
went back after this man walks away from his assault, I went back and I was talking to Odo. And look at the footage. You'll see the.
Okay,
blue
we'll
tape
see.
on the
We'll go
pole.
forward here. But
I don't know what the
switched
hell
it
that
from
was.
hand to
Maybe
hand
it's
and-
nothing. I just want people to be fully aware. This is what we're talking about.
Okay, so here's the pole though, Laura. There's nothing here on the pole. See?
No, on the other side. Hold
No,
on, Nora.
hang on.
Wait
There's nothing
for
there.
it. You can't see it. How can you say there's nothing there when you can't see that side of the pole? Wait till it turns. Wait till it turns. Here I'm telling Odo how I said you're pathetic. You're married. You're wearing a rundown old security guard fucking shirt that's washed out, and you're 90. You're Oakley 90s, or your Oakleys from the 90s that we were all obsessed with.
Oh my God, we were so.
Everybody was
with
obsessed with Oakleys. Security, Becky Hughes, everybody at the Int Ranch was like, oh, I need to get the new Oakleys. Okay,
Did you
yeah,
just
sorry.
say Becky Hughes?
Yes, Becky, fucking Lindsay,
We were
Becky,
roommates.
and Greg
We were
Hughes
roommates
were
in that
all
room
full.
right over there. Actually, in the Leb Hall. We were on the concentration camp together.
Did you know her? Did you know Lindsay, her sister, and Greg, her brother?
No, but
Okay.
she came. She got sent down with everybody else from the Hemet base overnight when that RPF was cleaned out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So
she slept
we
on the
don't
bunk
need to
directly across from me.
maybe.
We used to like face each other and sit on our pillows
What
like
did
this
you guys
and
talk about, Nora?
We talked about just like weird stuff that we liked. It was very, I'll be
Like
honest
what?
with you, it was very flirtatious.
Okay, I knew there was something like that coming.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. She was cute.
We're just waiting. We're letting the background video play because I want to see that poll right here to the right. And whenever it does come, I'm literally telling Odo to fucking get his
Somebody
shit together.
wants to know how his breath smelled.
Who's the OT
mustache man?
8. I'm not going to be rude. I really didn't smell it.
Okay.
But you guys see how they had a whole video set up, a whole thing
now this
set up?
lady is an actual Scientologist who
Yeah, and
Otto
she's
doesn't
coming
realize
out.
is behind
Right?
him, and she's
You keep
like,
saying
"Oh,
Otto.
man."
It's Odo.
Otto.
It's Odo. Tomato, Odo.
See, now he's like, "Oh fuck, I didn't protect this lady from Lara. I'm in trouble now."
And also remember, I mean, you didn't. Nobody remembers because we didn't go back to the beginning of the video. But there was literally somebody singing on the stage. There was
Lara,
somebody
there's
singing
nothing on the poll.
Okay, thank you for that.
It was in his hand, and he touched it.
So I
It's
guess
a
he
blue
just leaned
keychain.
on the pole to
Yeah.
like make it seem like he fell. Okay.
Yeah. No. It's a blue
You
keychain.
see how my mind is
Yeah.
like boom, 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 boom,
I'm
boom.
with
I
you,
have
girl,
to see
but he
everything.
switched it hand to hand. Yeah.
Okay.
And then he put it
All
back
right.
in his pocket.
Well, sometimes these magicians these days, do some shit. And I'm like, I saw that.
Okay, let's put it back at regular
So this
speed
is
here.
where we begin.
This
and
is the
look
beginning.
Look even in the back of this. Look in the back. You can see the cafe. There's all these people
this
walking
cafe
around.
situation that is total BS. Hang on, let me put us back at normal speed. I'm gonna put it at 1.25. We'll just go a little bit fast. So this gentleman here, he's putting on his nice Tommy Bahamas shirt here today.
He seems like a sweet guy.
Yeah,
I mean,
here we go.
honestly, we were nice, right? When we pull up, I say, "Oh, hey there." I didn't want to interrupt his beautiful auditing session.
L. Ron Hubbard's technology. Oh, dang. Oh, wow. Scientology is a manipulative cult. Scientology just...
See, look, you see how these people are walking very quickly and these people are talking? This is all fake. This is all actors.
A to B. We
Except
gotta
for
be
the Sea Org members. Those are real.
Right. No, but everybody always is walking with tone 40 intention and the happy Scientologist.
Can I ask you a question? Real question, Laura. How long
Yeah.
has it taken you to disabuse yourself of the Sea Org walk to just walk at a normal pace? Or do you still find yourself sometimes kicking into that gear?
It's interesting for me because I also have a sort of rock star walk, which is a very intentional thing. Like, look, I have to get right now from here to the stage and I cannot be like literally timing is of the essence. So I do kind of go, oh God, I feel like I'm doing the executive RTC walk to the back of the stage of the green room where I was like auditing or word clearing fucking Guillaume Lessev. Like I'm like, where's my pager? Where's my keys? But definitely I also realized that they stole that like passionate, dedicated child, and they stole that and groomed that girl to be this thing. And so it's a mixture between actually how I am and how I feel as a rocker when I am gung-ho and I have to do something. I'm like, I joke. Hey guys, I joke and I say A to B, no Q&A, whatever the fuck, as an amazing laughing therapeutic style joke to be like, God damn, I can't believe I was so controlled and so like,
I think we all have those things.
Mindset.
I know. I think we all have those things that we say sometimes if my kids are being really slow and they're not, I'm like running on decks. And then they just all laugh because they know that I'm just being weird. But running on decks gets them laughing every time. And it makes me, it makes me laugh.
I do love being like in a total serious conversation with somebody who I obviously knows on the phone or even in person, but just that knows about Scientology language and everything. I'm like, oh fuck, oh shit, I should have done that. And they're like, yeah, they're like kind of telling me like, oh sorry, yeah. I'm like, dang, well, that's dev tea.
That is the greatest. I will give it up.
It's
for
hilarious.
That one word.
And they go, what? And I'm like, develop traffic.
Right. But that is like
I
the
have
one
to do
word
it again.
that is descriptive in a way that there is no other regular English word for just saying like this traffic, you know, like literally you're on the freeway. This is dev tea, you know, like, you know, whatever. It's just, it's a great phrase. I'm sorry.
And it's hilarious.
It's from him.
I know we're going to go deep in this, but it's hilarious because a lot of the times the only people who were saying that were us as executives or ethics MAAs or word clearers. Well, that's just dev tea. Let's get to the word and figure it out. Or it would be executives hounding us being like, that's dev tea. Why is this dev tea on my plate? You should be
Everything was, you're sick today, dev tea. You can't, you're constipated, dev tea. You know? Yeah. No, it's awful.
Knit Pearl just asked, I randomly just saw this. Was the food real? Honestly, I don't know. They probably
it might not be because they just left that shit on the table, but we'll get a closer look at it here in a second.
Okay, so
Destroys families. Scientology has SP disconnection policies.
The Sea Org members are listening to this guy's like, we got to go inside.
Families, making them sign billion-year.
See, those were real Scientologists. I recognize that lady. I'm going to think about her all night now and try to figure out who she was.
Scientology do that too. I do that too. The love and connection.
Now that kid that's looking over at you, that's an actor. He's not a Scientologist. All these people that are sitting at the cafe, they're not Scientologists.
I wondered that. No. I do believe purple shirt dude is.
Yeah,
you'll see
I
him.
think, but that kid is an actor.
And
that kid's an actor.
He does, but also he also looks to me literally like a groomed actor Scientology kid.
He might be, but I think he's an actor because
you'll hear me. I go right up to him.
Reacting. Yeah.
I go right up to him and I'm like, you were trained to do TRs and to keep those emotions in check. I say something like that. And then he starts plugging his ear. He's like, oh, I can't hear this.
All right, let's
plug. And I said, he's plugging. And I say that. I go, you're plugging your ears.
Yeah.
No, that's not TRs.
Well, two theories. Let's see who's better. No, you're good.
We were born in the Sea Org. We know. This is all.
See, the guy is going to continue taking pictures, even though this kid is totally like.
Yep, and look at the chick on the.
shit.
Look at the chick on. There's somebody singing.
Destroys
She's
families,
singing.
making them sign billion-year contracts. Scientology
it's crazy.
Destroys the love.
Look at him. He's listening to you, that kid.
Family members.
That's why I went straight to him.
We were born in the Sea Org. We know. This is all fake PR. Look up child abuse. Child abuse.
I was like, I have to get the fuck out of this car. Why am I yelling? I need to pull up.
Look up child abuse. Scientology, Sea Org, child abuse on YouTube. SBTV. Look up SBTV. OT David Miscavige abuses lawyer.
They're all listening.
I keep shouting out everything having to do with David Miscavige, lawyers, lawsuits,
the elderly and the
kids in Scientology.
In the Sea Org.
People are now. See those people getting up and leaving. Those are actual students. That lady's listening.
This is a hard. I've seen this lady before.
She's like running.
Abuses.
Yeah.
I'm pointing. You guys can't see me pointing. I'm literally pointing at people on the screen. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. Me too. I was like, right there, right there.
See that lady? Okay, now you're gonna do your turnaround.
Look up the abuses.
Yep, I do.
That lady's
right
an
here.
actual.
I was like, I'm staying right here. They're literally filming.
This lady right here, Scientologist. This lady is like telling everybody, hurry up and
these are all. But a lot of these people are gold staff. They're gold staff. When you see gold staff, hang on a second.
Who's this singing?
Blue,
did you see who this was singing?
Yes. I know, it's just a young, little, cute little singer.
What was she singing? Was she singing "The Flag Is Here" or what the fuck was she singing?
She was singing like da da da, just like look at how fun. Maybe it was her own music and she was lied to. Like Gold will put your song in a film.
I'm trying to hear what she's singing.
I think it might have been covers.
Now this lady.
Yep.
Okay, you can always tell a Scientologist, guys. They will have their purse and then they have some sort of cooler. Like my kids take these little cool packs to school and stuff, but never Never before in my life did I ever see people walk around with coolers of food until you go deep, deep, deep in Scientology, the people who are paying all the money because they cannot afford to eat anything else. So they're packing themselves peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And remember back in our day, back in the 80s, people would have those red igloo coolers like you take to the beach, but that was like their lunchbox and shit. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And this is standard. It's actually per policy.
Yeah.
Wait, can you pause it? I have such a bad thing about talking over me. Yelling.
No, go for it.
Makes me want to fucking pull my own head out. So I can't. I'm sorry.
Don't do that
for anybody who hates my voice.
I don't.
No, I know certain people love it, and the people who don't, which is so small. I would put like a hand of 5 rude ass fucks that just hate my voice, and it's only because they hate what I'm doing.
True.
Okay, so fuck me. What was I gonna say?
I don't know.
I said pause it because I hate hearing my. What was I just yelling about?
I don't know. Let's. We'll play it. It'll come right back to you. I'll pause it again.
Look up! Foxy! Fox, come here. Load up. Fox.
Let's just look at these guys here.
Talking really loud. And then they turn up the music, and then you also see them, as you just saw, they were moving the the flash or whatever. It's a big flash. Yeah. And so they're moving it all away. Like, yeah, we're gonna set this off to the side for now. Everybody go inside. That's basically what they're doing.
Yeah. This guy right here.
I want that to just slowly. Yep, all of them.
This guy right here, Man Bun. Pay attention to Man Bun because he never leaves.
He sits out the longest. He's very interested and not sure.
I bet he's interested, but also free food. He got a free meal. He's not giving up that fucking free meal.
He wasn't being like, shut up, nothing. He was kind of like, oh, what's happening?
No, he didn't
kind of was like, I think he was just probably there like, oh, come enjoy a free meal. We're just going to be filming.
Sure. He's like, I'm not leaving my free food. That's half my pay. Thank you.
Right. And Foxy clearly hears my emotions. She's literally like, "Arr!" And I want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much to Foxy. But thank you again, Ashley. I love you so much. I know Ashley's put in the middle of a lot of shit all the time. Same with OT420 Sandra. I love you guys so much. And I know that you guys like to be behind the scenes and do your shit that you do. You guys, I just want to shout them out because no matter who they're protecting, and they've always been on the side of taking down Scientology, period. I just really want to shout them out because anytime I've ever been like, hey, Ash, do you want to go to the Blue? I'm kind of getting like a little, tickle up my fucking sleeve. Let's just go. She's never said no. She's like, yep, sure, I'm down. Like, she's literally so fucking cool. And so, again, thank you. And here I am fucking yelling in the car, and Ashley's so used to this at this point. But it means a lot to me because it takes moments like this for people, even people that weren't born and raised in this, to be able to know, like, hey, you could just come out for 30 minutes and do this. This is so important. Like, and so to have people that support me, even if I only have 5 people left supporting me, to me that is
girl. There's way more than 5 people support. Don't listen to me. Don't you get?
I'm just saying it. No. What I'm saying out loud is, as an independent person, though, I have to say what I'm doing. I want anybody to know that they can also do this as well, and 100%. It's super important. And it doesn't have to come from me. I just happen to be the way I do it, and it's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. And whoever else does it the way they do it, that's perfectly fine too.
Correct.
Sorry. I'm going to go on another thing. Good. Last night, Josiah 333. There's 333 people watching, so it reminded me of Josiah 333. Up now 340. God damn it.
There we go.
But so he was kind of, slipping his tongue a little bit with his anger at certain Sea Org members or Scientologists walking by, losing, loosely saying words like the F word and things on it when and I talked to him after and I said, hey, let me get you a lift, get you out of there. His spirit, he goes there and he understands the corrupt manipulation that Scientology put him through.
Yeah.
As just an outside protester, as somebody dealing with his own fucking life, right?
Yeah.
So there's many points where we're like, hey, Josiah, come out. You're being a little too triggered here. I'm not saying everybody get triggered and do what I say and do, because you might trigger certain Scientology dedicated members that might come out and try to fucking push you or do something to get you into a lawsuit. I'm not saying do that. I'm just saying do what you can do. Everything is helpful. It's so joyful watching anybody, Jacob Harkey, Griselda, anybody who comes out randomly and just goes live at Blue. It's a horrible place to be around. It's full of negative, toxic energy. So it's hard to separate yourself. But for the people who do it and when they can do it, and even if it's just for a little bit, it's so fucking important because all these little videos are the documentation of how Sea Org Scientologists treat people internally and outernally.
Correct.
Outernally, outward.
Yeah, outward, yes. Chrissy asks, do they put ads in the trades for actors to come to these things? Yes. And they also advertise on Craigslist. So they are paying people scale to come sit for a fucking photo shoot. Okay. They're paying people for that one photo shoot more than Sea Org members get paid in an entire month, sometimes and then 2 to 3 months.
That's actually a very good point. And then they also tell the people, the outside person that's not a Scientologist, but hopefully this is all part of the recruiting tactics as well. Yes. Oh, I just did this one quick photo shoot. Oh, I just did I went in to do an actor shop. Like oh, I just did this one course. Baba, can you go horny? Can you hear the cat? Meow, meow.
No.
Oh, thank God.
And there's just so much love in the chat. I just want to say for Ashley and Sandra here, I'm just pulling those up here.
Because Sandra works her fucking ass off. Sandra, literally, period. OT 420 and Ashley, like, they work their ass off. They do Sandra is so good with, like, reporting, getting legal information, getting, like, and understanding that, oh, this is important for this. Like, so... I don't know. There's so much appreciation and so many people who don't get fucking the acknowledgement they deserve and love and respect because they're so intertwined with everybody's fucking bullshit and their trauma. And then they're like loose tongues thrown at like, no way. Here people are still pushing themselves through all the shit that we've dealt with, but now dealing with currently. Like, so I just really want to shout out. It's super important that even Ashley captured this for me. She literally was like, should I film? I'm like, yes, absolutely. But I never want to tell her, do it, Ashley, film. It's always literally like, of course, if you can, that'd be great. But I do want to get right now into these people's face and ruin this fucking gold shoot that my mother will probably be editing and putting on the event screen for the next 4th of July or March 14th.
And let's call it what it is. It's a propaganda film shoot. It's a propaganda film shoot for, recruitment and mind manipulation of their current and future members. That's what's going on here. All right, let's get back into it.
She's so mad. Watch it.
I'm trying to see who this guy is right here because I feel like I know him. This guy thinks so they all come the star. Up he's just shouting.
Look at him. Hey, hey, hey. He's literally. Listen, look.
Look up.
This kid cannot take his eyes off you, Laura. You have his full attention.
I was doing that with him. I was like, look up TR's abuse, child abuse.
Look at this lady just watching this whole thing go down. This guy over here trying to pretend like ain't nothing. Now you see, guys, what I want to point out, see this bowl, this weird bowl and this weird bowl? That's the actual cafe food. When we turn, we're going to see the props. Here's the props. Look at these big ass things of food, guys. Look at that. Look at this. It's like they're in a real cafe. Look at all that shit. That's not shit.
Literally look at the stories.
Okay, now this guy, Man Bun, is supposed to be sitting at a table with this lady. He has no idea who she is. He is into his meal. He does not fucking break from his meal for nothing. There could have been a fire. There could have been an atomic bomb. This guy's like, man, this shit's good. I'm fucking eating all of this.
Plug your ears. Communication is a universal sovereign.
The kid is now plugging his ears. Now, I don't think he might have been plugging his ears at you. I think he's plugging his ears because the old man sitting right next to him is screaming.
No, I agree with you, Nora. He was plugging the left ear and plugging the right, going, no, and plugging mine. He's like, I can't hear both or something.
Yeah.
Like, and I
he
just
was
kept
distracted.
Going.
He was trying to get back in the scene and he can't.
And keep watching because you'll see
this lady's like, I don't want anybody to identify me.
Right, I gotta go. Yep, I got to wear my mask with my gourmet food in front of me.
Look at her. Is she taking stuff off the table? Is she like, well, they're only
like, "I'll
paying
take
me
this
in
to
food
go."
today. I'm gonna take whatever they're gonna give me. I'm gonna rewind. Here she. I just want to see if we ever saw her. Oh, I went the wrong way. Damn it, Janet.
Literally look at the stories.
No, she had her mask on the whole time. She was not about it.
Communication is a universal topic. You literally have a child.
This lady is like, the other lady. Now that lady had real cafe food. She's like, I'm out of here. I got to throw this bullshit away because they have no trash cans.
We're like, this is N theta. So
look at
Odo
this
shows
bullshit.
up right here. Odo shows up right here, out of nowhere.
Yeah. But look at this little pergola they have set up. Like, there's a fucking pergola for people just to lounge in. It's just so relaxing. Like, we're just going to lounge.
And then also see his little handlebar bike in the background. He just zoomed up, parked the bike, and now I'm going to come in.
Now did you see him cleaning his ear out? Because it's too fucking loud even for him.
Here comes your handler now.
I think he was turning down his earpiece volume.
Yep. So now he's got to go tell all the people to get out of here.
Think for yourself. Dude.
Odo with his Third Reich haircut, of course. Gotta play the part here.
You can't think for yourself.
It's that Odo. Did you know you're balding back here?
Odo.
Did he know?
That's what I said. Odo, you're getting old like me. We both have wrinkles.
Look at
you're
him.
balding.
It's
I was like, you have a war. His shirt literally looks like that, Nora. It's faded.
It's sad.
It's a faded black old. Like it looked like from 1986.
It's downstat.
It's out PR. Out PR.
Yeah, we know.
Who is this guy? I know him for some
Italian
reason.
wannabe. Yeah.
Who's this lady?
And this chick. She's like, I'm his date.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I have
this lady who's like getting
She's
her
listening.
instructions.
Let's hear it.
She's a suppressive. Oh yeah. Look up David Miscavige.
He's still eating the food though. He's like, this food is
because
good.
they're
Why do we
so
have to go?
uncomfortable and confused. They're like, what the fuck do we do?
Odo's
Odo's gonna slowly tell them to go inside.
Hugs.
Child trafficking.
Hugs.
Oh yeah. Keep your PRs in. Look up the OT material.
They leave. The little couple in black leave.
What is OTA? Oh yeah, talking over me is really good.
Did you guys see they've put fake leaves in here? Those are fake leaves. So it looks like fall. This is going to be for the fall event. They've put fake leaves in here.
Look up Mike Linder, abuses, David Miscavige, executive.
And they're going to make this shoot look like it's taking place at night. Look at this fake lantern. They've put lanterns out. Jesus. There's Foxy. Here's all the people that were supposed to be coming in and out of the building.
This guy, that guy, he looks like a golfer or something. He literally was like, I'm going back in.
Well, he's got a motorized
skateboard.
Scooter.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he looked like he was like, this is embarrassing. I'm going in. He went right back in.
Who's that lady?
See?
I feel like I knew her from somewhere.
Guess who? Wait, can we pause
Look
this?
it up. I know you're listening.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know Jesse Garcia?
Yeah.
Okay, we see Jesse Garcia right before I'm about to fucking leave. Not fucking kidding. Keep going.
Shut up.
That's why I was like, Nora, I'll jump on with you because there's so many people in here. Okay, they all get up and leave. Here we go.
Yeah, this kid's
Right
like,
now,
oh my
SBTV
God.
on YouTube.
Thinking for yourself. You are not thinking.
I love
this
how I
guy.
have my Native American art shirt on. Yes.
Look at this guy. He can't walk away from you fast enough. Odo.
He was laughing.
He's
I was like,
laughing.
oh. He's laughing because I said, I'm clearing out faster than you, Odo. I literally said that and he laughed. I said, oh, is that annoying? I'm clearing it out faster than you, Odo. I went like that in his face and he was like, well, whatever. I can't believe.
That lady was like, shut up.
Yeah, no, look at
On YouTube.
I have to go
I was
get
like,
rid of
it's
my
gonna get-
body thetans.
I was like, this one's gonna get stuck on your body thing, bitch. No. And look at Odo being the little. So look at, guys. Remember, the whole scene
looks
is now
sad.
empty. It's now empty. It's just Odo and these two last.
No, these
Mohicans.
last two holdouts are like, fuck it, we're gonna eat the food. And
We're
notice
like,
how he
let's eat
doesn't
this
talk
food
to
and
them.
let's see if they tell us to leave. Yeah,
Right.
We'll see
He
what
doesn't talk
happens.
to them
We'll
because
see.
they're not Scientologists. So he
There
doesn't have
you
to
go.
protect them
Bingo.
from Lara.
Right.
Look, they're just eating. They're like, we're getting paid to pretend to eat and have a
Operation Snow
combo.
White, YouTube.
Yeah.
Odo. Look at
no
Odo's getting
singer
old.
anymore.
Like me, dude. You're getting
There goes. Now these guys, purple shirt guy, there's his
They're
actual
told to go
bag.
inside.
He's
Yep,
going
they're told to go
inside.
inside.
wrinkles, dude. Look at him. Pathetic pack security. The same fried outfit. He like made sure he looked really
It
good.
is
Now
very
she's gonna
faded.
get you out.
Wow.
Look up child abuse. Look up
This lady's like, I gotta be sexual. I can't
I
stop
need to
eating.
eat these protein and the
I gotta,
veggies.
I
I
gotta,
gotta
get
get
it
my
in there.
B6.
How can I be suitable to clear my words if I can't
I
eat
gotta
my
be able to
salad?
confront. I gotta confront and shatter this suppression while I'm eating my salad.
Look
It'll
at me.
save time.
I'm
no deaf
unbothered.
feet.
That
No deaf feet.
PTSSP course, the 4th time through, has really done the charm.
I gotta hurry. I gotta just get these vegetables in this mess body.
David Miscavige. Where is Shelly? What does David Miscavige
Odo's like, how many things is she gonna say today? I'm
Exactly.
keeping track. I'm keeping a score.
Good, as long as he's listening.
on for the Sea Org? Look up.
This
guy
guy's
was
an
about
old
to
timer.
Sorry, he was about to walk in, and I was like, and then he like kept moving.
This guy's got a massive ponytail. Check out this guy's pony,
Yeah,
man. He's got
he actually
50s
looked
in
native.
the front and a party in the back, baby.
He looked a little
David
native.
Miscavige.
Yeah.
I actually follow him all the way up there too.
We got people crossing. They got to get away from you. We got a lady
And this
with a
chick
baby.
tried to be like, "Oh my god, I thought your dog was gonna bite my dog," and I was like, "You are full of shit. You were talking with Odo." She was. And I was like,
I
"Don't
have my
play their
little
game."
chihuahua
I
in a
said, if you're
stroller
not,
because my
She
chihuahua
said,
is so special.
they are 2 chihuahuas and they are so special. No, and they were special. I was like, your dogs are not the issue, honey. You are the issue. I was like, don't fucking use your dogs. I said, we're both dog owners. I had a whole thing. I was like, not okay. I was like, we're protesting. We're allowed to protest. Like, I was very like, that is so fucking manipulative. Don't use your animals to like show sign. Hey, look, I try to help you guys. Okay, thank you. So you ease on my rent for the month.
Yeah, right. First of all, can I just say something? I have a massive problem with people putting animals in strollers.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah,
We don't
that's
need
a
to get
whole.
into
That's
that.
another show. That's another
I
show.
might put Foxy in the stroller.
No, she's not. She's straight. Not you. Don't. I'm allowed to protest.
I literally, she said I was upset by my dog. I was like, don't say that. I was like, she's
Who's
trained.
this guy? He's like, what the fuck?
Oh, he's a Scientologist. You'll see. There's all of these Scientologists.
Now this guy,
these are all Scientologists.
This is guy.
None of them answer my question when I walk by. Watch, you'll see.
You gotta love the people with the glasses on and the sunglasses here. Like that is a look. That is a vibe. Oh, now the rest of the Scientologists are leaving.
Do the research.
This guy's like, what?
I look at him and I go, do the research.
David Miscavige abuses lawyers.
Look at all these. Look at them running. They are running to get
Like
inside.
fucking cockroaches.
Right.
Somebody keeps saying that as a joke, and I'm like, oh, they really, and not as a joke. They're like, Lara, you're like the raid to their.
No, they
their
are
bugs.
literally running to get inside so that they don't
The
hear
things I am
any of
saying
you.
exactly are making them just go, whoop, I gotta go.
That was streets. That was not streets.
That was not streets.
It
Like,
was
come
not
on.
streets. He wasn't tall enough to be streets.
Nora, don't let your chat. There was a
No.
time, Nora, where you used to just be you without the chat, and then you would
I know.
smack the chat here and there. Now you're all up in the chat.
I'm
and
not all up in my chat. So first, I wanted to bring up the love
This
for
one-
Ashley.
this
Sandra.
one,
That was important.
no,
Thank
this stream you've been doing really well. I'm
you.
very
Thank
impressed.
you. All right.
But yours and David B stream, I wish it could have gone a little bit.
Well, I
smoother.
didn't. I wasn't even looking at chat. So that's
Okay.
that's
Well,
what
then
happens when
without
I
the
don't
chat.
look at chat. So I turned
Interesting.
off my chat. I closed the box of my chat so I couldn't see it. So I wasn't looking at
Jay
nothing.
Chucky, it looked just like streets. Okay, guys. Like
He was tall.
period.
It was a tall black man. Don't do that. Okay, moving on.
Going. Look up SBTV on YouTube. SBTV. Cheers. SBTV.
Look at
They
Odo
hate
trying to pretend
that,
like you're
by the
not
way.
there.
They hate because it's so easy to just say SPTV. And a lot of the people of Scientology have once or twice, or probably Sea Org members 1,000 times, heard SP. They know what SP is. So they hear SPTV. That's something that's not going to kind of leave their mind quick.
No,
so that's why
yeah.
Whoever happens to type in YouTube, I have no idea what video is going to pop up or what they might. Blonde girl shouting SPTV. Maybe they'll go to my channel, like, you know. So we have no control over that. But
yeah,
this is what I did in 15 minutes. And this is so important, is to literally don't get caught up right away in like, oh, this person's saying this, or Odo's like this, or does something like I'm there, I film, boom, next person, you say. It's almost like it's like a video game. Who can you literally shout out the most needed things and without getting distracted? Because you can easily get distracted on one, but then you might be getting hit. But you know what I mean? So you literally, that's how I go about it. And to me, you keep hearing me repeat the same shit because it's so fucking important. And the more times Odo even hears me saying this over and over in front of him while I'm shouting out at everybody else, that's going to help Odo someday when something does make him snap and leave. Everything I've been doing, he'll be like, Lara, you're fucking crazy. But yes, I do respect you because you eventually did help me get out.
Oh, honeybee.
That's the only way you'll get out. Is for us doing what we're doing. And so just how you did earlier in this with this guy who fucking assaulted me, how you were saying, is L. Ron Hubbard okay with this? We're going into it like, dang, how would we address people who had the mindset we had in the situations we were? And so, like, yeah, and this hits home to all of us. Odo is literally, guys, somebody, as you know, that grew up in the cadet org of the Sea organization. And he knows all of our, like, childhood cadet friends, you know, and here he is with the fucking protesters with another child that knew him and his family as young children. He's sitting here going, oh, my God, I can't imagine what is going on in Odo's head mentally. I just can't imagine, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Even if I was in his position, I still would be like, I guess I would be thinking, damn, wow, Lara really has lost it. Lara really has gone so far off the rails, right? That's what Odo would be thinking. But there are moments where I'm going, Odo, is that not true though? Right? And so I don't know. Something is happening, and it's something none of us are aware of.
Yeah, somebody just sent me a screenshot, just for your edification, I guess, of what comes up when you search SPTV on Google. So, like, Sony Pictures Television is going to be the first search term every time, because that's right. And then what does SPTV stand for?
Wait, how to watch? Ask what? No. Type in.
This is a screenshot. I'll do it right now.
Blonde girl shouting. Just put that. I'm not kidding, because this is what's important. People are specifically going, where's that girl's story? I want to hear what the fuck she's been shouting about, right?
Right. So let's that was just a screenshot of what somebody else sent me. So let's see. SPTV. How about if I spell it right?
And I bet you somebody would put Scientology in there. Blonde girl shouting Scientology. Right? I've never done this, so who knows? Maybe
so here, first thing that comes up is Leah Remini.
Her battle against
Relatable Reese.
Okay, scroll down.
Patrick Perry.
Wait, go to view all. Like, just scroll down. Like, yeah, exactly, right there. So what was that? Growing up in Scientology, mega threat. Okay, so that goes to Reddit.
Oh no, that's the Reddit.
Yeah, that's the Reddit.
Angel Scientologist crying.
I just feel like, don't you think that either way, all of these things are still going?
What is this? What I want to know. Oh, it's Angel. It's the supercut of Angel from fucking.
And literally, but you see how they're like, it's still good and valuable that the people that are actually involved in this are being pulled up. The accounts that, so somewhere you don't see Scientology.net pull up. That's what I'm getting to. Not at all.
Even if we just Google, let's just Google. If somebody just Googles Scientology, of course you get the AI overview. Then you get the Scientology, you get the Wikipedia, and then it's all of the videos and TikToks. If somebody's like us, I go to videos right away. Boom, what's the first video that comes up?
Exactly.
Right? It's not going to be any of theirs. There's not one video.
But what I'm getting to is
from
that
Scientology
when we're shouting, exactly, when we're saying these things, the algorithm, whether people like it or not, the most talk
Jamie's up there.
about it, the most talk about it is being done by people who resent or are sick of Scientology's tactics of manipulating people, blackmailing people, bringing people into false lawsuits, putting people in jail, making people that are full, hardcore dedicated, billion-year signed contract members, not even giving them the proper human care that it's legally abided to them. Like elderly abuse is extreme in Scientology. All these things, like every aspect of Scientology, like I say, is a lineup of destruction. It's a lineup of controlling and blackmailing another.
All the way down here is the first Scientology video.
Don't click on it.
No, I'm not going to. But I'm just saying, all the way down here, you'd have to go all the way past all of this other stuff.
Okay,
it's way down there. Nobody's scrolling that far.
But that's but either way, what I'm getting to is that anybody like that kid, we can exit out of this, but anybody like that kid that was at the cafe watching this, let's keep playing it. They are going to look, even the people outside the CCHR, when the chick that came out, I was like, oh my God, she looks like one of those millionaire freaking donator family members. Melinda, I'm gonna find out who she was. And her child was listening to me. I was like, yeah, I know. I've seen you at Flag. Oh my God. Like there's moments like this, like that we're breaking down right now where there's so much happening. And I just don't think that, I think people think, oh, well, if Nora does it, or Liz Gale or Lara or Aaron, whoever protests Scientology publicly out and protests them, we all have our fingerprint, but they think, oh, it's just because they have more information, they can protest. No. Once you learn, you're going to start seeing, you're going to just find, anybody can go out and say, are any of you openly willing to talk about this organization, Scientology? You will get no response. The people inside Scientology are not allowed to speak to people outside at all, and without permission. Literally from some authority saying, okay, yes, you're okay to talk about the subject of Scientology, which is literally one of the flaws and the biggest upsets I had with my dad. I was like, Dad, so many people are like, where are you from? In an interview, that's a basic question in the music industry that people ask. Where are you from? What are your roots? Why do you call yourself Lara FM?
Yeah.
Why? Because I literally only was allowed to listen to the radio. I didn't have money to have a CD or a fucking radio that I could keep up. There's so much details to it. That all I can say is, well, I have Lara FM because it's my wavelength. It's my story. It's how I felt. It's what I went through. And to be able to sit here and say, nice try, Odo, you can't tell me that what I'm saying is other than what happened. Yeah. All he can do is fucking rub his wedding ring like he's doing right here in this fucking photo. Yeah. Feeling very awkward because I just mentioned his wife being like, you guys aren't even in a fucking good marriage. You're in the best marriage you can have in the Sea Org. That's what I told Odo. And that's what you're living for? How fucking lame. At a certain point, once that guy assaulted me, the old man, I literally was like, Odo, you're okay with that? You were okay with that until you realized the old man actually came at me.
Flunk.
But you know the old man. Flunk.
Audit LA, I think Lara came across this organically. It was on a whim. She was like, let's go. Let's just
this happened yesterday. Literally at 6:30.
If you guys have access to the trades and things, let's see if we can find the ad that they put out for this, because I would love to see that. I'm pretty sure they put an ad out for this. All right, let's finish. Let's get back to now that we're going to go back to the incident. Here we go.
Perfect. Fine.
SBTV on YouTube. Look up where you can get help, Odo. Your marriage is disgusting if you don't go out into the outside world.
Your marriage is disgusting if you don't go out into the outside world.
Look up David Miscavige, lawyer for...
Here he comes.
Look up where does David Miscavige...
Right after I told Odo he can get help.
Look it up. Get your TRs in.
Wait, what the fuck is wrong with you, dumbass? What the fuck is wrong with you?
He was trying to, you know what I think he was trying to do there too, Nora? He was trying to shove me onto the property.
Yeah, he was trying to push you to get you trespassed. He was trying to push you onto the property.
I'm very good with that. I'm like, bitch, I'm a balancer.
Nice try.
I'm a gymnast. I can actually, nice try.
And that's why he says you're going to remember it forever.
Ever. You touched me. Wait, let's hear that. He's so gross.
That's illegal. When you shove
You literally just shoved.
Yeah, I
did it, and you'll remember it forever.
Girl,
Ashley was
that.
like, literally just shoved. Listen to what Ashley says, because this is another perspective of her being like, you fucking, how dare you fucking do that?
I hope,
listen to her.
I mean, I'm not a lawyer. I can't give you advice, but I hope you're filing charges, because that's.
I'm going to. I need to. Yeah. I'm gonna.
That's another story for another
did
time.
Anybody no. I'm saying, did anybody in the chat currently figure out who this guy is or know his name or anything?
Yeah,
if you did, will you email me directly?
Scientologist is in the chat. We need help because
I will file a police
to me
report if I can get his exact name.
Yeah, we need to literally.
And it would be very interesting to see if Kendrick Moxon represents him.
We need to identify this man. Internets, do your thing.
Okay.
Shoved her and insulted her, you psychopath. You think you can get away with that with your own fucking age, you stupid boomer. You dumbass fucking boomer.
She's funny. She says boomer. I don't understand the insult there, but
that's because you're a millennial and I'm Gen X and Ashley's Gen Z. Gen Z and boomers are like oil and water, man.
Sounds a bunch of labels and
Yeah. You are a pathetic man. What kind of man
now I'm
are you?
upset. I'm like,
what kind of man are you?
Yeah.
What kind of man are
you? Have nothing. You're fucking Oakley from
no
the 90s. You're so beyond help.
Where's your camera recorder? Are you gonna bump into a pole again?
Ashley bumped it. He bumped into a pole last time. You were filming.
Somebody said something about this lady putting up plexiglass. She doesn't got no plexiglass. Anyway, she just has her snacks.
Scientology separates families. Suppressive people are you, Odo.
Those people are still eating their food, guys. They do not care.
They were the only.
Look at them. They're now they're actually talking like, I wonder if we're in a bad place. Should we try and leave? Did you drive here? Can you give me a ride home?
You wake up. Do the research on YouTube.
This lady's Scientologist. She's wandering around.
That was that lady by the bald-headed guy that you were at.
Yeah.
Wake up. Oh no. Wake the fuck up, you fucking moron. You're a pathetic, jerking off, egotistical maniac. Suppressing your fucking life. You're an idiot. You're a fucking idiot. Wake up. Think for yourself. Do your research. Look up Scientology abuses. Sea Org abuses. Child abuse.
I'm glad Odo's fucking listening to this. That's my view on it.
So these three right here.
Wait, they literally changed outfits. Look at him. There's the bald guy being like, "Oh, I gotta go."
No, it's a totally different bald guy because he didn't have a beard and he
no,
has
but
no
they were
earrings
sitting
on.
in the back where they were sitting by the stage.
Yeah, they were sitting
like,
over by the stage.
I'm up out of here. I'm up out of here.
They got to go to course now. They got to get to course.
Time's up. They only have 15 minutes. And this is a real thing, guys. They have 30-minute lunch breaks. Maybe they do have 1 hour sometimes for specific course rooms. But they really only have 15-minute breaks every 2.5 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Sorry. Yeah. So they're coming off the break and now they got to go back in. And
they got to go back
I just was yelling this whole time is definitely on their mind.
That lady's still chewing her food. She didn't even finish her meal.
And her backpack again with the water. They got to have her vitamins.
Iron Title still sucks ass, bro. He literally gave up his skateboarding career, turned on his fucking friends, his business partners. That is so lame, dude. And how much money of donations that the people that skateboarding community has donated?
No, this is the Hawaiian guy that assaulted, or not assaulted, but was trying to be aggressive toward out of LA. That guy with the white shirt right there, he wore a Hawaiian shirt. We call him Hawaiian guy. He wore a Hawaiian shirt when Out of LA was trying to come down the sidewalk when they had a street closure and they were telling her no. And he was like, you need to back up. And she got the police to come and say, move. This is a public fucking
have a trench coat every time.
I got you.
That guy, I'm pretty sure that's the Hawaiian guy. We're not sure. Maybe I'm wrong, but I believe that's him.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who this lady.
Go
this
back
lady
a little
right
bit.
here, definitely a
Hardcore,
Scientologist.
long term.
Got the keys. She's
Yep,
got
has the
like
OT
materials in
passes.
here. This person,
But
same.
back it up a tiny bit, Nora. Just again, watch how this guy comes in with the white shirt here and the khaki cargos. Watch how he comes up the stairs, talks to Odo. Play it from here, yeah.
Fucking quote right here.
But no, back it up. Sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
That's so rude.
That is so lame, dude. And how much money?
Here he
How much
comes.
money of donations that the people that
No,
say
no,
He's
back it
calling
up.
him over.
What
Did
exactly?
you see him call him over?
Yep.
He waved
Okay,
him.
so, yeah. Yep.
The skateboarding community has donated to the Frail company.
Look at
He's
him
gonna turn his back.
not showing his mouth. Exactly.
And he gave it all to this fucking quote right here. Where's your trench?
And then we have mask ladies come back out. She's carrying, guys, right here. This is a
Paper.
ream of paper. You will
Blank
never
paper.
see anyone outside of like weird, outdated office buildings walking around with reams of paper, except for Scientologists. They are single-handedly keeping the paper business in business. And that paper is legal size paper, because when you are recording with your hand every single thing that the person you're doing indoctrination techniques to, that you're hypnotizing, that you're mind melding, you have to write it all down on legal size papers that you divide in half with a line, and then you flip it over. You do everything double-sided, and they go through reams, like probably
Guys,
a pallet of reams of paper a week.
It's a policy letter that you have to have legal size.
Yes.
Nora's not just talking random about this. This is a
Yeah.
legit thing. You cannot, it's kind of out tech to go in session with letter size paper.
Letter
Don't
size
ask
paper?
us why.
Letter
Don't ask
size
us-
paper? Are you
Out
a
tech
squirrel?
means it's already showing red flags of squirrelness.
Right?
So
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to be serious at and joke at the same time is that this is an actual, oh my God, I just tried to zoom in as if I was running the show here. This is an actual ream of legal size paper. And this is so important because you cannot go in session without the legal size paper in front of the e-meter guard sheet. So every PC folder of anybody on planet Earth is legal size. It's fat enough and thick enough as a manila folder, by the way, and they all have certain stripes for every OT level and whatever. So it's legal paper. Is this little old lady, I hate to say it, but she's literally going up. The auditors are out of paper. I got to run across the street and make sure that, this will give us enough paper for the day.
No, they do not recycle the paper, Amy. Just to be clear with you, if they get rid of
No.
any paper, it is shredded, and then sent to an incinerator. They do not recycle it.
Yep. And again, there no recycling and no trash.
And they do not buy recycled paper either.
That's right. You also, there's a policy letter, again, stating from L. Ron Hubbard on how to shred and what shredding, how small the pieces of the shredding have to be for it to not be out
a security. Yeah. Yeah. No, like, and what I want to point out is
you're literally like a security risk.
For those of you guys who have never carried around reams of legal size paper, one of those reams, it weighs about like 5 pounds or more. Okay.
So if you hold 5 for more than 10 seconds, even, you're like, oh, this is a fucking workout.
So we have an elderly woman who I'm going to put probably my mom's age. My mom is 78, or older, holding not only the 5-pound ream of paper, but multiple bags. They've sent this woman because she's trusted and she's high enough, on the echelon that if Lara were to say, God forbid, Xenu, she will not have an adverse effect from that. She will not get pneumonia and die. So she's trusted to go get this paper right now because there's a high-level SP on the premises causing trouble, right? So
high-level SP.
High level.
I think Nora just made that up, but I do believe that is their language. I do
in
believe
the rankings, you're probably up there, Lara. Let's be honest.
Lesbian.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. You're more of a high-ranking SP because you're a lesbian.
True.
And so I'm like, let's be honest, I'm not a lesbian, so I'm not as high ranking as you probably.
Well, I'm sorry,
but
you can't
I
be
do
as
have a
special as
louder,
me.
annoying, more aggressive voice, I think.
Well, you're there more. If I were in LA, if I were in LA, I'd probably be there more, but I'm not.
Would you
I'm
be there every day?
Ooh.
Okay, well, if you want to, Nora, I would put you up for 2 weeks right down the street because I live literally so close to Blue. And I would.
Well, you know, my mom
everyday
lives in
live
SoCal.
stream for a week. Why
if I
not?
don't stay with my mom, she's going to disown me. So, you know,
for a week, Nora.
Listen, my mom wants me to crawl back in the womb sometimes, I think, you know, like
for the one who put you through Scientology hell.
Yeah.
It's
a complicated thing. She's still alive. I'm still working on it, you know. It's a whole thing. We're still working on it. We're still working on it.
Go. Don't you usually have a trench coat every time they have any venue?
Oh, I got to slow it down because now we're getting into the big part here. I had it up a little bit.
And Ashley says a bunch of important things. Some funny and also very spot on.
Who is this guy? He's into his coffee and he's trying to give you the stare down.
He was already there earlier. He was part of the shoot.
There's Foxy.
Yeah, she was howling earlier. She was like, oh, she knew she could feel my fucking. She's literally trained to be my service dog. You know that.
Yeah.
She's literally a certified.
That guy was getting real close to you.
Right there on the other side too. Yeah, he almost did something.
Yeah,
he
wanted to.
Like, yeah, he was like, you better move out of my way. I was like, what?
That car got a little too close to you. I don't like that.
Look at them blasting.
Yeah, they're blasting that music.
Yeah,
they're trying to play copyrighted music.
Yep, but they can't do it when we're talking and interacting. So nice try, you
she's
fucking
singing, but it's actually not.
So here's Matt Guy.
I got.
Oh, is it Colby Kaye?
Wait, can you pause it? Pause it, because I hate us yelling over what we're.
Are they playing Colby Kaye right now?
I don't know, but I know
Colby
it's
Kaye?
Don't know
that's who sings that.
I did. Okay, I know the melodies and the lyrics. Don't know much about the keys in music. I know the melodies and the lyrics. I can mimic a lot of things. But anyways, okay, moving on. I knew that it was Nora. It was an obvious jump of volume.
Oh yeah.
Where it was almost like it was blasting, it was bouncing off the Blue building here. And it was like, don't know why.
Oh, it's Nora Jones. Okay.
Okay, I knew it. I was like, I think that's Nora Jones, but I was like, maybe I'm just talking to Nora, so I'm like confusing it. Okay. But anyways, Nora.
Yes.
Flag is here. No, they put this fucking music even louder. And I looked at Ashley right here and I go, oh my God, they are blasting the music. You can't hear it because I have sound reduction noise, but higher than the Flag is Here song, they were blasting the Nora.
That's it. First of all, that's a sound violation again for the whole neighborhood.
But only these videos and these moments. This is why, guys, this is so important. Let them turn up the volume. Let the city. Imagine if you're reporting to the city what they're doing, right? Let the city see for their own eyes what happens when a protester goes there for 15 minutes. Who was born and raised in this, who has every right to fucking expose all these tiny details.
Yeah.
Protesting is annoying. Protesting is loud. It is interruptive. So do you know how many protests have gone that are so much more extreme than what we're doing for and for what Scientology does, infiltrating the fucking FBI, infiltrating the government and safe pointing people. It's insane what they do, even by the subject of clearing the planet. That means they want to take over. They want Scientology organizations, administration, every fucking city council member using Scientology administration technology per policy. They're going to have the whole city council formed in a whole organization board that has HTO, Division 2, Division 3, and they're going to be like, and here's Janet Wheeling and everybody.
Yep.
So that's what they're trying to do. And that's called slow infiltration. The only way we can prove this is by little videos and by everybody, not just me or anybody that does protest. There's so many people beautifully protesting across the fucking world. And God damn it, for the people in other countries, guys, who can't even show camera and show evidence. They're not legally allowed to, like in Denmark. You're not allowed to film people. So I feel even more honored that the people that are fucking working so hard to take down Scientology and expose their crimes and get rid of the abuses, which is Scientology. Scientology needs to just be dismantled. And a perfect example of America to wake up in their own politics and their own civilization and say, this isn't okay. We need to work on being better at this. This is not okay for all of us. Okay, now I'm going down the road. But what I'm saying is that anybody can do this, and all these videos are so important. It very much is so important. I know we just did the whole Father's Day protest and all that.
Yeah.
But videos like this show what happens in a moment that me and Ashley had just been driving by in that moment. Yes, I do live near there, but a bunch of people live near the Blue Building. I can name 5 people that I know live near the Blue Building that aren't there on a regular day basis, just swinging by, being like, hey, let's talk about the fact that you guys are being audited and hypnotized in a cult. Why not just swing by and say that? These are facts. Okay, now I'm going on a roll.
All right.
Yes.
You're good. They're just blasting Nora Jones here. Now notice, here's the lady. She went all the way to the crosswalk, guys.
Exactly.
We have the security guard. Why
your volume went down,
She
Nora?
wouldn't walk in front of your car.
members on YouTube. Look up OT level abuses. Jesse Garcia. Film it.
Right
film
here.
it.
Pause. Wait.
Oh my God.
Play it. Pause it. Play it. Pause it. There you go. No, play it. Pause it because you're gonna get a good close up.
Jesse Garcia.
And this chick he's with is named Lauren. Me and Ashley discovered this after. That's Jesse Garcia. Nora, what do you know about Jesse Garcia right here?
Well, his mom, Kathy, was the queen at Celebrity Center.
Right?
The queen of getting. Now, she's most famous for a very famous incident. It was of course, Thursday before 2. She had 2 huge, what they refer to them inside the cult as whales, people with massive amounts of money. And she was talking to both of them about signing up and giving money for different things. And she stood up on her desk and she literally stood up on her desk with her shoes and her pantyhose and her skirt. And she said, she put 2 pens out in front of them. And she said, gentlemen, write your checks. And they just literally wrote her 2 blank checks that she filled out and told them, that's what you're giving me right now. And that was literally, that was her most famous thing. She used to get people to give thousands, tens of thousands of dollars. Here's the other unknown fact about Kathy Garcia.
Wait, finish your sentence, Nora.
Yeah,
she used to make people give tens of thousands of dollars in
weekly.
The amount of what time?
What
it
do
would
you
just be a phone call and a
phone
maybe
call.
20, 30-minute conversation. And all of a sudden the organization had $10,000.
Oh, yeah.
Every registrar.
Every week she was doing that. But here's the sad part about Kathy Garcia. That woman, at the time I was working with her, right, enslaved for the billion years at Celebrity Center in the 1990s, she had already been working for Scientology as a dedicated, billion-year, indentured servant for over 30 years. And if you look at the bridge to total freedom, the promises of like all these achievement levels that you're supposed to get to, that you achieve this higher state, she had over 400 folders containing times she was taken into counseling. Yet her status on that achievement level was at the very bottom. She was, I'm going to say words to you that you understand. She was ARC straightwire. She wasn't even grade 0. She wasn't even the first level, because all of those folders were not filled with her achieving enlightenment, supposedly, allegedly, at the hands of Lafayette. All of those folders were filled with tens, if not hundreds of thousands, if not millions of hours of her confessing sins, because that week she did not bring in tens of thousands of dollars, because there were 3 people that were in charge of doing that.
Down
And
sat,
if
guys.
Yeah.
She was down sat,
if
which
Celebrity
means
Center,
she wasn't
Yeah.
always above the amount she had the week
No.
before. So at any point, if you don't make more every single week, Thursday before 2, if you don't make more than what you did the week before, you are a downstat, which means you are not protected by ethics presence, or ethics, justice, anything. That means that if the org is put in lower conditions, or is everybody's put in gruesome work like dishwashing or scrubbing dumpsters, you are part of that just because you didn't make $1 more than you did the week before.
Yeah, and you have to understand that the 3 people who were conning people out of their money, okay, every week at Celebrity Center. This is just one of the organizations, okay, guys, one of the locations on planet Earth. If we did not make $125,000 every week, we did not get paid, and we ate beans and rice. I want everybody to calculate that in your mind, okay? $125,000 per week. So between those 3, we're just going to do some maths here, because I can't do it in my head. My head is already burning. So 125,000, okay, divided by 3. That means that each person who was conning that money, demanding money, had to make at least $42,000. I'm rounding up, $42,000 per week. They had to get $42,000. Now, 125,000. Let's say Celebrity Center gets that every week. There's 52 weeks in a year. That means that one organization, is getting $6.5 million per year. Okay. And that's in raw revenue. What that money goes to, just to give you guys a breakdown really quickly, what that money goes to in a place that doesn't own their building. First of all, they have to pay a mortgage to the international landlord. Obviously, electric, water, gas, regular bills. Okay. So let's put all the bills aside. Then they have to send a percentage directly to David Miscavige, right, to the Religious Technology Center, just for having the word Scientology in their name, for using the symbol of Scientology, for using those symbols. They pay a percentage of that money every week directly to them. Then they also have to pay a different percentage of money to Golden Era Productions, another Scientology, LLC, for the privilege of having already purchased the films that they show people every week. You have to buy them, and then you have to pay, a licensing fee to them. Then you also have to pay to the middle management people another fee, just for the privilege of them existing in your life and making your life a living hell, right? And then after all of that money goes out, okay, then with the leftover, you pay your people if there's enough. If not, you lessen people's pay. And then for feeding all those people every week, you use $2,500. That's what they use to feed almost 400 people a week. $2,500 to order food and feed people every week. And that was how much we had to make in the 90s. I'm sure that number has gone up. The prices of the different things they do there have gone up. Okay. So yeah. Anyway, I don't know where Lara went. Maybe she had to go to the bathroom. But anyway, this is Jesse Garcia. I knew his mom, obviously, and his brother. I also knew his brother, Todd, who was also another person born into the Sea organization like you and Jesse. And he was a supervisor in the course room that I worked in for many years.
Yep.
Yeah. Jesse looks basically the same, but older.
Balding on the sides a bit.
Oh, yeah. But he always had kind of a receding hairline. He never, yeah. I mean, so did Todd.
Also,
Todd's was worse. I think Todd's totally bald now.
We're going to keep playing this, but I also wanted to just also mention my view of Jesse Garcia, which is totally different from Nora's. Jesse Garcia, I knew when I tell you guys in my stories on my channel, when I talk about Dustin Kasowitz and who I dated when I was a minor and how I left the Sea Org and I was threatened with the non-interpret. If I don't date Jason Wood or Dustin Kasowitz, then I'm going to be declared as oppressive because he's just going to have to write a knowledge report. Okay, Jesse Garcia was best friends with Dustin, Nick Schulman, all of them. Okay, so he knew about all this. Also, Jesse Garcia dated for a tiny bit Amber Porter, who was also an in-range cadet. When I was like out from the Sea Org and all that in LA, I was like, and Jesse Garcia definitely knows Tiber McCormick and like Leif, who ran a whole construction company.
You're telling me all these names I haven't thought of in like 20 years.
Klingler, Mickey Sarkovich, the Sarkovich family.
Yeah.
So they bring in all these people. Jesse Garcia was one of John Travolta's nannies. He literally nannied Jet Travolta and Ella. Okay.
Yeah.
There was definitely some deeper, ARC connection between Jesse Garcia and John Travolta.
Well, that was
Jesse
an exception.
Being a nanny.
Yeah, that was an exception that was made because, as you and I know, when you're born into the Sea Organization and you refuse to become a Sea Org member like Jesse did, he wouldn't sign the billionaire contract a couple times. He sort of started the boot camp but left and ran away. He was considered in our circles, in our the elite circles, he was a piece of shit, right? Because he wouldn't commit. He was clearly shirking his duties and all this other stuff. So him being allowed, and this is the language I'm using right now, you have to understand this is their viewpoint, not my viewpoint. But him being allowed to be in proximity to the third biggest celebrity in Scientology, John Travolta and his family, was only because John Travolta loved his mom and loved Kathy. And they were like, well, John Travolta is going to get what he gets.
Can I pause you, Nora?
And also
I
John
don't
liked
believe
him.
that.
And John liked him.
Okay. Oh, what? What, Nora?
Well, the celebrities get whatever they want.
Stop.
Let's be honest.
Say what you just said.
John liked him. John liked him.
John liked who? Jesse Garcia here in this photo. John Travolta is bisexual or gay, and he will never admit it openly or publicly because Scientology does not allow that. And Scientology will audit it out of John Travolta. Okay. Jesse Garcia was a good-looking, blonde-haired, fun, fucking cute little teddy bear man. All right. These are the facts.
Yeah.
Period. And he didn't put up. Somehow he was cool enough to be with John Travolta and do all that shit. I literally, when I was doing my liability for coming back from the Sea Org, coming out of being so that I was able to talk to I would be back in good standing. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
I was in Clearwater when I got approved back in good standings after I'd paid my freeloader bill.
Hang on, I have to pause you for a second. Gina, no. We're not going to start rumors. Jesse is not the reason Jet Travolta's
Why
dead.
do you got to interrupt? We can answer that in a minute. I have something to say about that too. Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me finish my thing. So, finishing my Sea Org liability conditions at Flag, I was approved, right?
Mm-hmm.
I go to Flag and I was like, I'm just going there because I'm going to I'm doing music with the flock. This is all true shit. I was doing music with Flock of Seagulls, the singer of Flock of Seagulls, and he was producing my songs, You Got Me Now, and some songs that a bunch of people have heard. And he was like, where's all this music and stuff coming from? And I finally eventually told a little bit. And I said, actually, I'm afraid to go to Clearwater. And he said, oh, that's what because I said, okay, I'll come do music with you. But while I'm there with you in Florida, I'm also going to rent a car and drive up to Clearwater. And he said, if that's what you want to do, I want to help. He'll pay for it. He literally is such a Mike Score from the singer of Flock of Seagulls.
That's awesome. Shout out.
Literally paid for my rental car and paid for everything and said, let me buy it. I got you. We did our music. We did our thing. I was sleeping on his couch in his living room. He literally said, he was like, Lara, and I would always mimic his accent because he's called, he's like, you're like a little alien, and I'd always like, and it was so cute. We had this very awesome relationship. Anyway, so he literally, I was like, well, I can't. I'm here doing music. I tell them I'm doing music, and like, I was telling Mike, like, I'm letting them know that I might be able to have time, but really, I came here to do music, and I pretend like I'm like, oh, I might. Oh, look I got approved. I literally got approved. I'm gonna swallow my slobber. I literally got approved. This was a huge deal in my mind. Okay. I was approved and I didn't know what to do. And the next thing that happened was I was in my band, Little Red Radio. We opened up for Flock of Seagulls at Pershing Square in downtown Los Angeles. And he was like, I ended up getting to know him because we ended up going to the local bar and hanging out after and making music and fucking writing a bunch of songs and everything later. But
that's awesome.
So what's crazy is that I just kind of, long story short, I was in Clearwater. I finally had been approved by the senior INR, Heather.
Oh my God.
To be allowed to go on Clearwater Fort Harrison base, where I literally was in Clearwater my whole life. Like, after leaving the ranch, my next life was Clearwater. And so I knew all the security guards. I knew all the people. I went from the whole Lisa McPherson case. I went from HGO, coming from the Int Ranch, going to Clearwater, Florida, meeting Jesse Garcia as a public Scientologist, but then realizing, oh, he's part of the Travolta crew, right?
Right.
And then I found out he's a nanny for John Travolta. And just all these little itsy bitsy things. I literally was in CMO running for David Miscavige and all the executives on the Lisa McPherson case. This all happened within the 3 years of us being in Clearwater, for me and whoever I interacted with being in Clearwater at that time.
That's wild.
And so here Jesse Garcia is, that I know was so proud of. I went down into the canteen and he was like, Megs? They all know me as Megan still to this day. So he was like, Megs, oh my God, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I finished my debt and all that. And he was joking with me like, oh, you are so out ethics. He's like, so what are you going to, he was like, should we do the pyramid together? He was like joking, like, and I was like, I don't know. I kind of have an open thing of whatever bridge step I want to do next, like I was literally chatting and laughing with this guy, Jesse Garcia, in the canteen of the Fort Harrison Hotel.
It's wild.
Years after the Lisa McPherson case. It's fucking weird, right? So here I am protesting at the Blue Building, and he's trying to get this lady who I originally thought was an old lady, but she just has white hair. And I think she's actually Lauren Conrad or Lauren, somebody who's mixed in with all these Danny Masterson.
I'll look, but I'm going to say right here, this lady is old. Look at her hand. That's an older person's hand.
Either way, he accidentally ignores me for sure on purpose. But then he accidentally, when he's with Odo, watch his interaction. He then goes, oh, come on, Lauren, this way. So her name is Lauren. That's all I want to say. Okay,
let's finish it up here.
This is Jesse Garcia, who knows so much information about internal shit and external shit of personal people from the Int Ranch. He dated Amber Porter for a bit. He knew everybody. Dustin Katzwis, who I dated as a minor. He knows everybody. And here he is walking across 2025 on fucking 2nd of July, walking across from AOLA into the canteen. And I caught his ass right before me and Ash were about to just leave.
All right, here we go. Here's Jesse.
Literally a fucking idiot.
Yeah, that's an old lady. I'm trying to figure out who she is though.
Look up xScientologykids.com.
Ashley jumping out of the car.
Can you rewind it? Can you rewind it and put it on slow there? I want you to see how Jesse took her into his arm and and literally knew who I was just by me yelling.
He was shielding her from him.
And you can turn me down. You can turn me down.
Jesse Garcia.
Okay, hang on.
He knew I was literally talking directly to Jesse Garcia. My friend, quote, right? Oh, I haven't talked to him since our last interaction.
Yeah.
And I used to joke with Jesse all the time. I said, film him to Ashley. I said, this is Jesse Garcia.
See, notice how his smile got bigger.
He puts his arm, he's looking right at me, and he's like, oh, I'm going to take her in and make sure she doesn't hear what you're saying. And he's also looking at me going, oh my God, I can't believe it's fucking Megan.
Yep.
Wow. Like, this is what it's come down to. But it's really like, no, Jesse Garcia, you have hidden so much shit through John Travolta's nannying, your assistant work, fucking Lisa Marie Presley, everything. You know so much shit, and you're so full of shit. You're a good guy. Apparently, maybe in my eyes, I still think Jesse Garcia is a good guy. I feel like his energy is sweet and he means well. That's all I know. If he's done some fucked up shit, that's on him. But I don't think Jesse Garcia is even a bad guy. So even when I'm yelling right here in the protesting, you know, it's not that I'm attacking him. I'm literally like, ex-Scientology Sea Org kid stories, Jesse. You fucking, because he's one of them. He knows about the fucking ex-Scientology stories.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, both his parents were, you know, the people conning people out of money. Val Garcia was his
whole family does it.
His
whole family. His whole family are all integrated in Scientology. That's the only way he was allowed to be very close to John Travolta.
100%. Yeah.
Okay, but watch it on slow-mo. Look at him. He's like, oh, shit. He's like, hey, stay focused on me. This is N Theta. I said,
look,
Jesse,
see that she puts a smile on her face. Like, she wasn't smiling. Now she's smiling. No. They just have to.
Just stay up tone. Stay up tone. So Ashley's coming out of the car here. She was like, because I told her, get him.
Who's that guy? Yeah.
I don't know, but I said, get him. And so now he's coddling this chick, Lauren. And we only learn it because as he gets to Odo here, he gives Odo a shake or something. I know he's like, Odo. Jesse Garcia has known Odo his whole life.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, look at that. High five, buddy.
High five.
High five. Odo's like, yeah, that's my boy, Jesse Garcia. You work with John Travolta. You're probably gay, not sure, but you know what? Whatever. And then Lauren stops here, or this old lady stops here.
Yeah, this is an old lady. The hand is giving it away.
But play it. And she tries to start talking to Odo. And he says, oh, good. Look at Jesse. He's like, hey, Odo. And Jesse's trying to get the fuck out. Do you see that? He's like, come on, let's go.
And the white shirt guy is waiting.
Watching. Yep. Keep watching. Watch this, though. Jesse's uncomfortable. He's like, oh, shit. That was weird. Wow. Megs was just screaming.
Got to pull up his pants. They're falling off.
Yep. I got to make sure. Yep. I'm just not a cool, casual guy anymore. So he goes down in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now here you have Odo. And by the way, you see them, they packed up the whole crew, whole film stuff. They literally are packing up all the gold
member here.
Stuff.
Yep. Man Bun's still eating.
And they've cleared all of the streets, and they've cleared. Foxy's definitely paying attention. So I was shocked, honestly. I told Ashley's amazing. She jumped out and literally filmed Jesse and all that because I was like, no. And then we talk about it later as we go down on the street. I was like, dude, that was John Travolta's nanny. He knows so much about what happened. He knows so much details that whoever that old lady he is twinned with or is being responsible for whatever reason, that old lady, Lauren, is connected or is the mother of somebody
sure.
extremely important. Jesse Garcia's job is, as an outsider Scientologist, to be in the president's office. He is definitely in the president's office as a, Jesse Garcia can handle any kind of weird, he's a cool, fun guy. Like, and he is.
Yeah.
And the fucking crazy shit is if Jesse Garcia actually got out and was like, fuck it, I'm done holding all this shit, he would have so much information.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah.
Foundation! Well, there's Adam.
There's Adam!
Oh, and now Adam and, okay, so now we have Odo and Adam. All of a sudden, within 15 minutes, guys, I know we've been talking out loud over all this, which is way longer, but this
person is somebody too.
Yeah, they're waiting. And look at, so this is the guy that is constantly, the guy with the mask, with the black face mask. He constantly is a young, newer. Adam is definitely his senior or above him. This guy is the one that just is like, go inside. He literally ordered somebody to go inside. He's like, I'm not talking about this out. Go inside. He was like getting mad at them for being like, why are you questioning me? Go inside and we'll talk about this inside.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, don't ask those questions on camera. Anyway, so this young guy has been this young idiot during the whole CCHR thing. He was the guy that was like on the bike, right? So Adam pulls up here, which is this guy on the left without the mask. Adam pulls up here and he's used to me and he's always sent out every time I'm there. Anytime I'm somewhere, Adam seems to be sent out as the good roads, good weather security guard.
See, they don't want us to know who he is.
No, and he keeps covering his young face. He's very young. He always
covers his face because they don't want us to find out that he's probably a teen.
No, he's very young and under 20. And also, watch how Adam, so Adam waves, right? And then he waves. Like, now this guy has never spoken to me. But Adam said,
you're handled by Adam now.
Good roads.
Meanwhile, here's this elderly lady probably getting out of a,
crawling out of her car,
trying to get all of her stuff out of there.
Wow, Jesse Garcia literally
who's that?
Was a nanny of John Travolta.
What?
Yep. Wow. He literally nannied Jet Travolta and Ella.
Wow.
Woo! See
literally, I'm like deprogramming. I'm like, wow.
Boom. That's insane.
Guys,
did you zoom in on Jesse's face?
Good. Nora, what people in chat might remember if they watch my channel, is that my mom and John Travolta knew each other as teenagers in school. They knew each other. And now there's even a thing with my father being slightly, whatever it was, jealous. I don't think it was jealousy. I think it was like factual. Like, hey, it seems like you're a little more into John. My dad asked my mom, do you love John Travolta more? Like, how much, whatever. He asked something where it was like, where on a scale? She was like, okay, I love him, but you're right above. So it was a thing. I remember.
I mean, I imagine he was super charming and good looking and fun in high school.
And my dad was saying the same thing. My dad was kind of like, yeah, I mean,
if you
come
guys
on,
can't
it's John
picture
Travolta.
that, just go back and look at Welcome Back, Kotter.
With his curls.
Yeah.
And my mother, oh my God. I was actually, I was going to do it today and then this happened, but this stream happened, but I was actually going to pull I was going to do the stream about the ranch photos and my dad and my mother and how John, like I was going to bring all that up and it was going to be, and I'm actually going to, maybe I can still do it. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, what we're going to do now is questions and comments. Cause my wife just reminded me that I have to go do something.
Yeah. Oh, now you have to go.
No, I literally have to go get paperwork in the mail.
I know. Is it on legal size paper? Is it on legal size paper?
Maybe.
Your paperwork. No, it's on letter. It's on letter.
All right, Amy M and Michelle kind of have the same question here. Amy wants to know, did anybody identify your attacker? And Michelle says that he seems to be scary to me. Does anyone know him? So if anybody figures out who that gentleman is, please contact Lara directly and give her his full name so that she can file the correct charges. Michelle also wanted to know if he got in trouble for shaking my hand. I would probably say yes.
That's why he was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, he's like, uh-oh, hot dog.
Shake.
Right?
Hot dog.
Yeah. Gnome Sane wants to know, why are Odo's Sea Org socks so short? Do body thetans stick to long socks, or is it just short in laundry time?
Look. I think he got excited that day he was able to wear shorter socks so he could balance out the tan line. And so it's like, hey, short socks, long socks. How many hours later he had pants on? So just got to put that in there. He had pants on literally 3 hours later.
Yeah. Yeah. Gina Freya wants to know.
Sorry, the real thing is the short socks, long socks, high shorts, low shorts, pants. It's literally to balance out the tan lines. Because they literally have.
You worry about that. They're like, oh no.
Forever. And when you're in the Sea Org, you don't. You're like, oh, but it's also so embarrassing.
Guys,
I'm going to the beach and I have a.
It's July. He wants to get ready for Sea Org Days. Got to look hot.
Sea Org Day. I was going to say Sea Org Day in August. It's a huge thing
for Sea Org Day, guys. That's why the short socks came out.
Yeah. Yeah. And he was like, I also have my Oakleys. So.
Yeah, right. Gina wants to know, could they hear us at the protest when we were reading the names? Yes.
Absolutely. Gina, fucking absolutely. Security they are gonna try to be like, see, they were reading all these names and they think it's gonna help them in court, but it goes against them. So that's one thing. And the other thing I was gonna say really quickly is that maybe I should just address Auntie M's question with the "Are you down?" stat. Did you?
I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to bring that up separately. Yeah, no, I looked for her thing
because that'll answer.
Yeah. Good. No worries. Gnome Sane wants to know, smooth or crunchy peanut butter in your PB&J sandwiches?
I love crunch and I love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Period.
Yeah. But I like both. I'll do either.
I love crunch in the peanut. I do like smooth peanut butter with crunch. I guess crunch.
I like crunch is the texture I want in all my sandwiches. Like sometimes I'll just add chips, not to a PB&J, but to like a meat sandwich. I'll put some chips in there because I like crunch, or I'll get like lots of cucumbers going on in there.
I do like or pickles in a certain hot dog or something.
Yep.
I need a crunch in something because avocado and cream cheese or something is just too much. It's too much glue.
Yep. You got to put the crunch in there. Balance it out.
And then it's perfect.
I got you. Do you know any dog walkers that would be willing to wander along Lafayette Ronald Hubbard Way with a dozen dogs to disarm dog-loving Scientologists into real conversations?
That would be me.
This would be no, but I'm saying, but wouldn't it be great if we could find
I'm wondering if Audit,
right,
Nora, I'm wondering if Audit can close down the sidewalks again. How we do?
Yes.
Just the sidewalks, that's fine. We don't need the whole fucking street and the things because apparently that's just so hard to get. But could we just do the sidewalks and make it an anti-Scientology protest? All
dog
about
party.
Bringing that dog party.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do a dog party. Let's co-host it. Let's co-host it with like PetSmart or Pet whatever something, and like do a dog adoption. Do a dog adoption.
Okay, but no, they'll be there too. That's what I mean. It'll be an open sidewalk of dog love. Because let's be honest, Nora, doesn't Scientology give the neighborhood at least the grass for the dogs to shit on for the moment? And then the owner has to pick up the shit. But
they don't like it though.
They hate it.
Oh no, they loathe it. When I had to do grounds, that was like if we left if there was one spot of grass that had been somehow, everyone always blames dog pee, but it's usually not. But like, that has been destroyed by something. That's it. You know, so they like it, every blade of grass to be uniform and perfect, you know.
And remember, Scientology is filming, so they know who does or does not pick up their shit.
Yeah. Stacy wants to know, what are the chances that they're making that kind of money today? Their numbers are dwindling, so you'd think that the money they get is much less. Actually, they're still milking billionaire and millionaire people every week to keep that quota. You would think by now, Stacy, that one of these people, like, for example, Nancy Cartwright, I'll just toss her name out there. You would think at some point Nancy Cartwright would go, you know what? Fuck you. I'm not writing another fucking check. That woman is writing. She is a billionaire. She would actually probably, well, let's put it back. I think she's probably a millionaire. She could be a billionaire.
She is writing the checks monthly, if not 6 months.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, hey guys, sending you so that they stay off her back. Guess what she's doing? Guess who else is doing this? Elizabeth Moss. Guess who else is doing this?
Erica Christensen.
Erica Christensen. Guess who else is doing this? You know what? Even probably Danny Masterson from his jail cell.
Oh, I'm sure he has it like on auto pay for them. It's probably just an auto pay.
Certain people would be like, oh, my family is allowing this much to CCHR.
Oh, yeah.
The Dugans, all these huge.
You know who isn't doing it? You know who isn't doing it? Tom Cruise.
What do you mean?
Oh, no, he's not paying that kind of money all the time. No.
What do you mean, Nora?
Oh, he's David Miscavige's bestie. He doesn't have to do that. He just gets to do it when he wants.
Well,
he's not obligated in the same way.
Well, because if he promotes something on any platform, if Tom Cruise promotes anything on any platform, it is very much approved or disapproved beforehand by David Miscavige, especially solely if it's about Scientology.
Oh, yeah.
And Tom Cruise would literally call his best friend, David Miscavige, and say, hey, sir, so I'm going to do this interview. I was going to kind of mention this and throw this. Tom Cruise and David Miscavige are definitely having these conversations.
Oh, for sure.
Please.
Stacy wants to know, when is Foxy's birthday? Because the sidewalk closure could be a party for Foxy.
Oh my God, that's a good idea to say, you Scientology streets don't own my dog's birthday party street.
There you go.
She was born here in LA. December 20, her birthday is December 24th. I think that's Christmas.
Okay, well, we're going to do something. We're going to do a just sort of, we'll think of another party reason to do it for Foxy. We'll do something. But yeah, that would be amazing. We could do it Christmas Eve, but that's much harder.
No, but I swear to you, if we out of LA, if you're in the chat, anybody in the chat, thank you. I was waiting for this.
Yes, I put it up.
Oh, wait,
I'm right here.
Everybody in the chat, if you are able to have any kind of, I love the idea that we get a close down, even the fucking sidewalks. To me, I don't care. I happen to work on 4th of July and stuff, but that doesn't matter.
Of course. Yeah.
I would love to do something. Maybe there's so many animal activist programs and groups that are also people that left Scientology.
We have rescue organizations and things that we could work with. Yeah.
Could we work with them? And she was asking for a permit or somebody to sponsor. It doesn't have to be a physical building right here. It could say,
well, to close the street, it has to be somebody on the street. That's why I was mentioning Kaiser, because they actually have.
But there are
real estate there on the street.
Other animal pet stores all around there that they have nothing to do with the manipulation of Scientology, because Scientology hasn't ruined them yet, their businesses. But they go, oh, yeah, we know about Scientology. But they would be like, yeah, sure. We would love, how amazing would that be to just sponsor even simply a animal grooming business that loves animals and wants to promote rescuing animals or whatever it is, right? There is so much of that right here in my community. Believe me, not like to think that it's an issue to get, we need to get Caesar Sinai no, we don't even need that. We have maybe we'll have 5 local businesses that are saying, yes, we would love to have this. And how amazing it would be to be able to let the neighborhood animals and everything come in and let them know, like, no, Scientology doesn't own this street. This is an open street.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's super important. It's super important. It sounds so little, but it's so important. It's so important because they have spent the last 40 years at least, you know, slowly, and they're still doing it. They're literally buying out the local people that live in the apartment buildings. They're kicking them all out. They're kicking them all out. Scientology is going to own all the business, all the apartment building, all the things around there, and the nail salons and all those that are finally going, oh yeah, Scientology is fucking doing this. They're going like, well, don't put us a part of it. And Scientology's like, yeah, we're a long time ago. Jesse Prince talks about the fact that before they bought this property, Nora, stay focused.
No, my dogs have to come in. Hi, babies.
That's great.
Where's Charlie? Charlie.
Did
you take them out? Okay, thank you, sweetheart. Hi, babies. Can you put their food out and then I'll bring them up when I'm done? Thank you, sweetheart.
Your family is so cool. It's so cool. No, it's so cool.
They're good.
Foxy's sleeping and smiling
right
now.
Hi, babies. Come
just opened her eyes.
I know. Cute. I've been down here all day, huh? Yeah. They missed me.
Yeah, Nora, you are a little dramatic a lot sometimes.
Well, my Charlie is my not official service dog. She just comes and sits in her little bed, and then Toby has to be with her. They love each other, so they have to be together all the time. If one's doing something, the other one has to be doing it. So, all right, but let's answer this question here about we'll do a very short because this could be a whole show. This question, honestly, NTM.
Oh, hold on.
Yes.
Did you hear what I was finishing? Well, I didn't finish, but
go ahead and finish.
No, finish. It's ruined. It's ruined now, and I don't mean that in a weird way. I'm just saying I'm just saying that there's gonna always be perspectives and views and things that people don't realize. Like, I'm coming from this place on this right now in this moment, and they don't know that that's why I'm reacting to that. But
yeah,
there has to be, all of us need to work on the space of being able to be like, it's not the end of the world if people disagree. You can't, okay, I'm going to say this really quick, Nora. You cannot call people OSA. Okay.
Well, I can. It's my channel and it's America. I can say whatever I want.
Sure, do whatever you want. I'm telling you as a friend right now. I'm saying in my world, you can't call people OSA when we know what actual OSA members are. Okay.
Well, there. Let's put it this way.
People,
I get to counter your point here.
You can stab at me after.
No, Lara, you don't get to. You don't get to
know what OSA is.
I know, but yes, and in that same vein, when I'm calling stuff, please hold. I know, but hold on. Let me. When I say someone is OSA, I don't directly only mean that they are like the guy that was sitting out there for the whole protest watching us, who was clearly an assigned, approved OSA person to sit there and watch us and confront us while we were there reading the names and all the other stuff. He was there the whole protest, okay? That's one version of OSA. Then we have another version of OSA, which like Kendrick Moxon, who's the lawyer for directly the Office of Special Affairs. But hang on, there are also the people...
I'll let you finish what you're saying.
Nora,
you're categorizing OSA.
No. All of this is OSA, because OSA isn't just the building, the Hollywood Guarantee building. It's not just the Sea Org members. It's also the people in that. But let me finish though. It's also the people who have infiltrated every single creator's chat to stir up trouble, to cause disagreement. But that's what when I say to people that's OSA or you're OSA, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the whole thing. I'm talking about people who are provocateurs, people who are receiving money from them inadvertently, and people who are acting in their favor with their actions and words. That is OSA.
Let's roll back.
I know, but Laura, you brought something up, and you want to say that I can't
say,
good. I know,
I'm ready
and you're
to
saying
talk
that I can't call somebody out for having the actions of the Office of Special Affairs. I can't just say that somebody's OSA. And
Excuse
I'm
me,
telling you, I'm clarifying what I mean when I say that.
Pause right now, Nora.
Sure.
Not cool. Pause. That's where I'm getting at. Stop. Let me finish.
Okay.
I understand why you would be like, you're literally being fucking OSA right now. You are doing the work of OSA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But as you and me have been, and especially me, I have been as a child in Clearwater under the Lisa McPherson case. I got to know what OSA actually really was. I saw Mike Rind. I saw who was giving orders. And OSA is a very specific fucking organization in the Sea Org. Okay.
Correct.
Very much. I'm not disagreeing with you at all on certain people using Scientology OSA tactics to, first of all, trigger people that have been in this cult. Mm-hmm. And they're going to actively do things to be like, oh, I hope she responds to that. And that can feel like OSA. A zillion %. And it is kind of stirred by it. I would agree with you there. But, and I'm going to calmly shut this down and we'll go back to the video. Okay. And you can say after whatever you want. I'm just to directly call somebody OSA. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about not just one person, anybody. Like it's not just you.
Well, you said me. You were talking to me. You weren't talking generally. Let's be specific. You said that I call people OSA.
I'm not done. Good.
I understand you have more to say, Laura, but let's be specific.
I'm being specific.
I am being specifically to me earlier when I do it.
People OSA.
And now you're expanding that to include other people, but you said specifically me.
Sure.
Okay. So now you're including other people, but let's not just turn.
Nora, do not cut me off. I literally said, do not call people OSA that have never been in the Sea Org or in OSA.
That's bullshit because there's plenty of people who are in OSA who were never in the Sea Org. Tori Magoo was never in the Sea Org, and she was an OSA agent for decades. She was not in the Sea Org.
So you just said it. She's an OSA agent. She's not somebody
That's the same thing as calling someone OSA.
No.
Yes. Yes.
You're calling multiple people right now that did not have the experience of Tori.
They don't have to. Laura, people like the FBI, the CIA, and the KGB, they recruit people and they use them. They call it in the spy world assets, right? All of those people who I am pointing the finger at are right now acting as OSA agents. So I'm going to call them OSA because their actions and their words are those of OSA.
Nora, is that we were
I'm not trying to
accuse
accuse somebody of being in the Sea Org, but if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, then it's a duck.
Listen to me in this moment. I heard what you're saying, okay? Listen to me in this moment. I was literally right there with Kendrick Moxon.
Understood.
And the whole, don't cut me off or fucking.
I'm not.
I'm just saying, this is very important. Whether you like it or not, there's a specific group that Mike Rinder was the head of, called OSA. And there's a very specific organization in Clearwater at the time that I'm thinking that I was like, damn, this is OSA. And this is David Miscavige. And these are the executives. And this is, OSA is basically the lawyers of Scientology. So, and the secret information. And they hold all the passports and all that. So I'm just saying, if somebody is acting and being aggressive in a way that seems like they're being led on by OSA tactics, that's valid for you to feel that. But to actually call somebody up, they're OSA, that it kind of blurs.
What would you refer to them as?
I don't actually know. I'm not even going to say I know what to say. I'm just saying to call them OSA, it literally, Nora, belittles the organization of the Sea Org called Office of Special Affairs that specifically Kendrick Moxon, people that are in that organization, it dilutes what that organization's crimes literally are doing.
I vehemently disagree with that statement because when people, but when people are doing things,
OSA.
No, that's not true. When people are doing things that are specifically operations that we have seen in the past and in the now times that are absolutely being directed by Kendrick Moxon and other agents, you know, other superiors of OSA, right? They are
like, for
OSA.
example,
If they are
that old
acting,
man,
if
the
they are
old guy
acting,
that jumped, the
yeah,
old guy
yes,
that he was doing that to possibly have some sort of lawsuit that I was harassing the
right.
elderly. Okay.
Yeah,
And
that's
Kendrick
OSA.
Moxon,
That's an op that OSA ran. The person
but I wouldn't,
that
okay, I
was
wouldn't
involved
call even,
was
I
an
wouldn't
OSA
call that
agent.
guy OSA. I
He's
wouldn't
an
call him
OSA agent.
OSA.
He's an OSA agent.
Okay.
If you're working, if I'm employed by the now I can't think of the name of the governmental office that delivers the mail, but you know, the post office. Thank you. If I'm employed by the post office or I'm hired as a temporary person to do one delivery, during that delivery, I'm a postal carrier. Even if it's just the one delivery, I'm referred to as a postal carrier. I'm not referred to as random citizen handing you a piece of mail that I was paid to hand you. No, I'm a postal carrier. If I'm a Scientologist or non-Scientologist who is somehow empowered, hired, encouraged,
Right, an
directed,
agent. That's what I mean. You're
right. So now
associating
you are
all
now
of
a part
that
of that.
as
You're
an
a part of
agent.
it. You're
Okay.
a part of it. So if you are
Can
doing
you
that
agree with
for
me,
that
Nora?
group, you're an OSA
Nora,
agent.
can you agree with me right now? Right now, can you agree with me?
About what?
Exactly. You're already like, what? Can
That's
you
just how
agree with?
yeah.
I know
About
how
what?
you feel. I get it. But I also want to be very fucking clear that OSA by itself is its own organization.
I've never debated that. I've never said no to that.
So but what you have done is thrown that somebody's OSA. This is OSA. I want you to be direct then, and then say
when people are
they're
going to
an
audit's
agent.
house
Don't
to
interrupt
harass their
me.
neighbors,
Don't
that's
interrupt me.
OSA.
You did this with David B. Don't
No,
do
I
this.
didn't do this with David B. Don't even compare
did,
yourself to
not the
David
whole
B,
time,
who was
not the whole
talking. No,
time.
but Laura,
Nora,
don't do
no.
that. I don't know why you're defending David B. He's a grown
I'm
ass
not.
man, and
I'm
no,
not.
but you are. This is the
No,
second
I'm
time.
not.
No,
I
Laura,
wish that you would have held the call.
this is
No,
the
I wish
second
that
time
you
you've
would
brought
have.
up David B. for no reason.
Exactly.
We are not
Because I
talking
wish
about
you
him.
would have
He's
held
not
the
a topic of
conversation
discussion.
better.
So if you're going to
doing
bring
the
him
same
up,
thing.
you're defending him.
Nora, you're doing this. Oh,
That's
I'm
defending
bringing
him.
Up, I'm defending him.
Yes, because you're trying to tell me I did something wrong on my channel when a man
No,
was
I
trying to
didn't.
down
I
talk
said
me and
my
talk in circles
opinion.
and gaslight me in real time.
I'm not ignoring that. I'm saying that I didn't like how your guys' conversation went down. I wasn't
But
saying
why
that
bring
you
that
were
up?
wrong.
Why not talk to me about that when we're not doing a live? It has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Nora, all this does. All of the protesting.
How does that have anything to do with what you and I are talking about? You getting attacked yesterday. How does David B have anything to do with that? Just answer that question. How does he have anything to do with that?
Back to people, you just
No. That's not the question I asked you. How does David B have anything to do with the man attacking you yesterday?
There you go. Because you're calling out certain people.
Because I said somebody's OSA,
B.
that guy attacked you on the street and I had a bad conversation with David B?
No, I'm saying
then that doesn't make any sense, Laura. What does bringing up David B have to do with the man, the Scientologist who were yet to identify, who attacked you?
That when I want to have a conversation that is uncomfortable to have, Nora, you're literally all of a sudden already assuming that I'm against you because I brought up David B. I was just saying that David B, to me, I would have, again, how you're kind of, you do have an absolute right and literally evidence of why you feel the way you feel. Same with me. I just felt that David B was trying to mold and heal the disconnection between Scott's views and a bunch of that fucking shit.
Again, it's so fucking off topic right now. It's actually pissing me off because first of all, I've already made it abundantly.
It only became off topic
now. Give me a minute. I made it abundantly clear. Please stop. I made it abundantly clear. I let you say your piece. Let me say mine. I made it abundantly clear my position on Scott. I'm not discussing him on this channel. The whole reason why we were going to talk about this was to talk about
I didn't know that.
Okay, Laura. Well, I made it abundantly clear 2 days ago on my channel here that I do not discuss Scott. I'm not giving him 1 ounce of my time or oxygen.
I didn't
That
know
bridge
I'm
is
sorry.
burnt. I'm done. Secondly, it's the same thing with David B. I have nothing to say to him positive or negative. He is no part of my life. I have nothing to do with either of those individuals. So when you and I are here talking about something that happened to you, please let me finish. Please let me finish. I understand.
Did have something to do with him literally 2 days ago because you were
correct.
Or 3
And
days
then
ago.
I cut it. No, it was
That's
longer than that. And I said,
that's why I brought up David B.
no,
though.
there's
That's
no
why
reason to bring up David B. You brought up David B. because I brought up a comment. Then you made a critique of me and how I deal with my comments. And then you brought up David B., which had nothing to do with this story from yesterday. David B. is not a part of it. He was not there. He has not made, as far as I know, any comment about it because I don't give a fuck what he says. I don't look at what he says. And now we're off talking about David B.
You're
and Scott.
thinking that I'm making some random comment when I didn't. What happened is I said, what is that there's OSA. There is a real fucking organization inside of Scientology in the Sea Org that is called the Office of Special Affairs. And they are literally Sea Org members that are in positions like Mike Rinder was and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Nora, I'm literally trying to resolve this. I'm not.
No, I understand. Here's what I want to.
You're heated. You're so
yes,
fucking
I'm
heated. You
I'm
can't
heated
calm
right
down.
now. I'm heated. I'm not gonna. I'm heated right now, Lara.
Video, and I'm sorry that I brought up the fact that please don't throw OSA labels around.
I'm gonna listen, Lara. Here's the deal.
An
You're being
agent
shit
of
on
OSA
by a bunch of people who are being controlled by someone who is literally running an OSA op right now. I will not back down from that. The fact that you are one of the strongest survivors out there, you put yourself on the line, which we witnessed by this man attacking you, and instead of supporting you, instead of having your back, they want to cause shit and say I'm causing a problem because I'm calling out OSA tactics. And then you come in here because you're a peacemaker and you want everybody to be happy with everybody. And I get that. But guess what? When I see shit that is fucking damaging to survivors of this group by people who are irresponsible and running amok and doing things that are being directed by OSA, I'm going to call it out every single time. And if people don't like me because of that, they can go watch something else. They do not have to come here. They don't have to come in my comments. But OSA directs individuals. They have infiltrated every single chat. They have their own entire Reddit thread called SBTV Unvarnished. They sit there all day and critique all of us to get into our minds, to trigger us. And now to try and silence you by getting a person you were formerly associated with in a romantic manner to totally flip the script and shit all over you, which if I were going to do a whole video about, I would go so fucking scorched earth, it would make everything that I wrote and said about Aaron fucking look like Disneyland, okay? Because I am over it. This is not time for like kumbaya fucking ya. If you're here to do OSA's bidding and go in and destroy people who are surviving Scientology and protesting it on a daily basis and speaking our truth, then you can go fuck off. I'm not going to take shit from any of those people. And I don't want you to sit here and try and tell me how saying somebody's OSA is a bad thing. I get your viewpoint that OSA is the division. It's there at the HGB. It's there at Flag and all that stuff.
Nora, you're
but
heated right now, but do you get that? Do you get it? No.
And controlling the chat.
Nora, do you actually get it? You don't get it. You still think that I'm like hating against you. I'm fucking not. I'm fucking agreeing with everything other than, please, Nora, do not throw out the OSA thing because people who actually signed billion-year Sea Org contracts did do that in OSA. And they are still there. I wasn't saying that what you're saying is wrong. It's just another
then what should we call them?
Let me finish. I'm going to fucking say it. That's why I was saying if you're going to say an OSA agent or something inspired or instigated by OSA, that's different.
Okay. So that's what I'm asking.
I know you're fucking heated and like you're not wrong. There's nothing. I'm just like being fucking precise about certain things that we went through and we knew what OSA was in the
I understand that. And I
that's
don't think
different than what people are assuming what OSA is out here. It's just different.
And I don't, I want to be abundantly clear. I don't call everything OSA. I don't call every negative comment OSA. I don't call every lunatic thing that happens OSA.
I did not say that at all.
No, and I'm clarifying for the audience.
And she has
not implying about what you're saying.
I agree.
That's also something that, again, OSA does. When you correctly call out that's fucking OSA bullshit, they're like, oh, you're just paranoid. You think everybody's OSA. You must be having a mental breakdown and all this other stuff that comes up.
I think my biggest thing is simply, as I said, and I didn't mean to trigger fucking either for both of us, none of that shit. My biggest thing is that we both literally know what OSA is in the internal, and I literally went through the whole Lisa McPherson case and everything being so connected to that as a 14-year-old fucking CMO CW fucking messenger, that I'm just like, even writing my reports, I'm like, no. Let's be very clear that this is this was a purposeful organization. And of course, their job is to spread out all these wires and branches of fucking manipulative harassment tactics. So I'm not attacking you or even me of being different. We have our views even in the way that we feel and how we see it. I'm just saying, when we speak of OSA, when I speak of it, I really mean like Kendrick Moxon is a part of OSA. He is a part of the internal Sea Org billion-year contract that they have people sign. So he will do anything to go out of his way to make sure that everybody's confused about what OSA is or isn't, and what's actually being spit out by OSA and what they're doing, and what they purposely just do individually for us, like the video that my dad, they put out for my dad. I'm just saying, OSA, again, I'm just saying OSA is a very, in the Sea Org child brain that I had in the Sea Org, OSA was a very clear subject, a very clear organization right below, WDC, it was so to just even give certain people that are being whatever you want to call it, irrational with their emotions and how they feel about certain things, they could be acting like OSA. Absolutely. And probably.
I'm going to pause you for a second. Scott, go fuck yourself. We all saw the live where you shit on Lara. You flip the script every day. You manipulate your whole fucking chat. Fuck you. Get the fuck out of my chat. Nobody invited you here. Okay? Shut the fuck up. All right? You talking about dismantling the whole protest thing, trying to go against audit, all this shit. We see your fucking words, Scott. We see your fucking words. Go ahead and keep replaying every single argument I ever had with you to go collect some more fucking money for your fucking bullshit life. And when your ankle monitor comes off because either you somehow take a plea, which I don't give a fuck about, or you go to jail, shut the fuck up about me for the rest of your life, or I will find a lawyer that will take every single video and every single word that you have said about me, and I will take you to court. And I will make sure that you shut the fuck up about Scientology for the rest of your life. Get the fuck out of my life. I'm telling you respectfully, leave me the fuck alone. And if you don't, I will put every cease and desist and restraining order in every fucking place in America that I can. Fuck you. I'm so tired of it. This is the gaslighting that I'm talking about. And this is why I'm heated. I'm not actually mad at you. I'm heated because we have made some serious fucking progress in the last 6 months. That is, let me finish, please. We have made serious progress. The fact that we got a permit to protest on L. Ron Hubbard Way, which has never happened, okay? That is huge. And the fact that Scientology knows that they are not in charge right now is enormous. And then magically, like a fucking magic spell, Alonzo pops back up and fucking Scott has flipped the script and he's off in whatever the fuck he's doing because of his own mental shit and whatever, okay? I'm not a doctor. I'm not diagnosing him, but it's just a little too fucking convenient for me who lived for all those years with the shit that gets twisted all the time. I'm not an insane person. This is what they do. They don't want you to keep showing up at Big Blue and confronting Jesse Garcia and confronting Odo and talking to the people at the Gold Shoot to tell them what they're taking money from. They don't want anybody out there talking to people and protesting and keeping less people coming there because they don't want to lose their revenue. They don't want to lose their religious status. And we have to keep the pressure on. And when distractions, and I do mean distractions, come up where people want to say, oh, this person's crazy and this person's mean and that person yells too much and this person has bad attitude, it's a bunch of fucking bullshit. And when I see people who are stirring this pot on purpose, that is OSA. I don't know another term for it, but that is what OSA does. They are the merchants of chaos. They have, in their original incarnation, the Guardian's office, they did the same thing. Their job is to protect L. Ron Hubbard and Scientology and David Miscavige and fuck everybody else. And they will do it by any means necessary. Okay? And so I'm not going to take that fucking shit anymore. I'm not in streamer wars. I'm not part of that shit. I left SPTV a fucking year ago. Okay, I am my own person and I'm here to try and get truth out about Scientology and that, like, highlight the shit that needs to be highlighted and not fucking bullied around by some fucking rando guy who wants to make it all about him because now he has a court case. It's not actually the most important case, Scott. I hate to break the fucking news to you. It's not about you. Okay, your case is not more important than the Jane Doe's case against David Miscavige and Gavin Potter. Would you agree with that? It's not more important. It's not.
I literally agree with you on everything you've said. I understand the validity of everything you've said. 100%. I'm not even, let's take a moment and not talk for a minute, okay? Because I do agree with what you're saying. I hear where you literally are coming from. My intention was not to argue about the OSA thing or anything. I was just trying to be clear. And sometimes this is the thing that needs to come up, and that's fine. It's fine. Guess what? It's fine. It's fine.
But it's like, don't come in my channel and lie. Okay? I've seen
but
people
Nora, people are going to do that. Are you kidding? Do you know how many? Do you understand? You probably don't know the amount of email on people you love, Nora, that I've gotten emails from that are so disgusting. Okay, so
that are disgusted about what?
They're really bad. People that love you that are shitting on me.
Who the fuck? Well, that's not okay with me.
I'm not going to do that. Okay.
No, but what I'm saying is I don't support that. I don't support that.
I know you don't. But you also don't have any control.
That's not okay with me.
You don't have any control over it, Nora.
No, I understand.
And nor do the other people. That's the truth.
That's why I don't think that, like, for example, I know that people like to lump you and Scott into one thing. You are not.
Me and Scott are over. It's very
I know,
clear.
I'm aware of that. Even let me just say this, even before you guys weren't over and you were a thing, we're rewinding the clock months now, it still didn't matter. You're not in charge of his words or his actions. He's an individual human being.
And same for myself. He's not responsible for my actions.
Correct.
Either.
You guys we're all responsible for our own words and actions, period. Full stop. And for people who like him or whatever, to actively try to harm and shit on you, the actual, quote, reason he was, or anybody's out here protesting, a survivor of this, right? To me is diabolically disgusting. It's just so beyond the pale. Like, we are damaged people. We're fucking fucked up, right? We grew up in something that's awful. It fucked us over for our whole life. And now, as fucking middle-aged people, we're finally getting portions of our life back and are strong enough to fucking stand up for ourselves. And thank God we do have people out here that never experienced that who can help us, like Ashley helps you and Audit and Mona and like all these other people who are out here just like, fuck yeah, we got you. We're gonna fucking like help you with the shit that you never learned about because you grew up in a cult. right?
Right.
And yes,
Right.
we're all big personalities and we all have voices and we all clash sometimes, right? Because we have a lot of trauma. We have a lot of shared trauma. It's really hard when you have a group of people with a massive amount of shared trauma, you know, to not.
And other people who are jumping in on their own traumas.
Well, yeah.
Thinking they found a community that they can lean on and expecting the people that have also been through the traumas they've been through in Scientology to also help them through their traumas. Yeah, that doesn't work for me.
No, it's hard
And
because
then all of a
we're
sudden I'm
barely
selfish
learning.
because I'm only thinking about my traumas.
Well,
right?
yeah, but you're not selfish. I mean, like, the thing is that this is why I've probably shot myself in the face a number of times talking about all the different things that I've done to try and heal myself. And people are like, oh, well, look at her. She's a real picture of, like, she's the poster child for that treatment. Like, no, I'm not. The point of doing treatment, right? What we were told in Scientology, like therapy of any kind, as an example, evil, you're going to get lobotomized, you're going to become a zombie, they're going to, like, murder you. It was like all this, like, horror, the worst things you could think of.
Take over your mind.
Right. They have a whole museum, guys, on Sunset Boulevard. You can go see what they tell their parishioners about the subject of therapy. And so we don't go seek therapy for years. Some people will never do it because they're so scared of it, right? I mean, it took me 12 plus years to get therapy. And a lot of people, you and I both know, we've seen the list, but we also know people who aren't on that list who are dead because they OD'd.
Yep.
Or they fucking, took their own life in another way because the demons, the trauma was too fucking much and they were too terrified to go get help, or they were denied that help by their family. Right. And ended tragically. Like, I'll use Johnny Lewis as an example. Here's a kid who was a successful actor. He fucking he was on Sons of Anarchy. People loved his character. And what happened? He got in a motorcycle accident. He got a traumatic brain injury, right? And instead of getting him the actual brain care he needed and anti-seizure medication and antipsychotics that would have allowed him to at least live a human existence, okay? They were like, oh, no. We're going to, do the same treatment they did for Lisa McPherson, put him back in the house he started in Hollywood, and we're just going to do vitamins. We're just going to do this. And then he went fucking insane because and they took him off the drugs he was on, the psychiatric drugs he was on, cold turkey, no winding down with a person. And what happened to him? He murdered a woman and her cat and killed himself. That would have never happened. And I knew Johnny since he was a tiny child. I miss him every day. I loved Johnny. And to think that that's how his life ended, to me, is so, it still blows my mind that that's how he ended, because there was a 0% chance. There was a 0% chance that was in his nature to harm someone like that. That shows what a traumatic brain injury can do to somebody. It completely changed his personality. It was like he was not there anymore. But this is the problem. So when we do get therapy, right, we are healing in front of you guys in real time. We are going through it. Healing is not like this. It's not a fucking fake Scientology graph where we're all just fucking up stats, okay? It is this. It's fucking this. That's healing. It's in and out and messy and up and down and all around. And every day there'll be something else that I remember, or like even today you mentioned like 5 names that I honestly have not thought of in 20 years. And now I'm filled with like a fuck ton of memories about these people, things I haven't thought of, things I haven't even looked at.
Same
or
for me.
talked about.
The fact that I was literally like, wait, Jesse Garcia was best friends with Dustin Kaswitz, who he made me feel I had to date him instead of Jason Wood because I was underage. And if I didn't date him, he would have to write a knowledge report that I was being promiscuous on New Year's Eve party, that I kissed 2 people. Like, and I was so freaked out
promiscuous.
About being, I was so freaked out about, it didn't matter if I didn't brush my teeth properly and somebody wrote a report on me. Like, any other report I got, I would have been declared an SP. So
100%.
I was like, oh, this will definitely declare me. So then I felt obligated to be with Dustin Kaswitz while I barely turned 17, before I barely turned 18. And I had to like put out a report in advance to Flag a written letter or recording that said that I won't press charges against him so that he can go on services at Flag.
Right.
You know? Anyways, so I'm just saying everything's relating, everything's triggering, Nora. Even when I'm saying, Nora, can you please not associate everybody with OSA? You're going, well, why not? Because they are fucking stirring all this up. They are. Like, whether people want to admit it or not, somebody says something in the chat, but they know exactly what they're doing. It literally encourages other people, other streamers to be like, well, fuck you, you know? And so what I want to do is remember how fucking strong we are. All this shit we have been put through, and the people that do want to help us that even have probably lost their way of being like, yo, I wanted to help you, but then I got offended by this person, so now I'm not fucking helping you. Like, come on, can we all stop that? We have to. We actually have to. And then we only can say, okay, what is happening? This person is being told, don't talk to this person, Jesse Garcia. So now we know Jesse Garcia is definitely still a Scientologist, hardcore. Like, we only can just be valid with the information we're literally fucking researching as we're protesting, Nora, everywhere we go. Anytime, even Aaron has a stream where they're doing their cardboard cut, whatever. To me, I'm like, what they don't realize is the people coming out of the Fort Harrison Hotel is the most important. Who are those people coming out? Who are these long-term Scientologists that are literally the milestone makers, Nora, of keeping Scientology there?
Yeah.
And they're having all these fake businesses that are owned by Scientologists that are all being put, like all of David Miscavige, Clearwater. All he wants to do is keep having a bunch of new business saying all these businesses have thrived in Clearwater.
Right.
Look what the fuck is happening to Clearwater. It literally looks like a new age Scientology North Korean fucking environment.
But with no people.
Even that's what I'm saying. That, but because everybody's inside, they're all being controlled. It's all being run. Anyway, so I just want it to be very precise that the tactics being used absolutely by OSA are very much out there and working, and will try to manipulate and agitate your emotions, Nora. Clearly, all of us, they literally released the video of my dad, the fucked up, cut up, edited,
the POW video.
The morning of the protest.
Yeah.
Literally 5 hours. I woke up. I always wake up early. I'm an early fucking, doesn't matter, guys. I'm a rock star, but I wake up early. I just wake up early and I'm doing like 10,000 things before 9:30. So when I saw the video, I literally was like, this is so disgusting. They literally put this video out of my dad, which you could see they clearly edited. And do we call that OSA, Nora? Is that OSA cut it? That is, right?
Yeah.
That I want chat to know that. That is OSA. That is literally controlling.
I was like, is that a trick question? Yeah, that's OSA.
No, I'm just saying people think like, oh, well, ask Nora these questions. I'm like, she'll answer, she'll know. She literally knows. So yeah, that's the thing. I literally go, it's me, Nora. If your dad, RAP, if he did he would have done a video about you,
sure.
You know?
Yeah.
And I believe, honestly, it would have been slightly similar to like what my dad did. It would have been like, I don't.
Oh,
hate
sure.
Nora.
Yeah. No, it's all
like
the same
never
script.
once did my dad say, I hate Lara Megan Anderson. And at certain points, he kind of was like being giddy, like, oh, at this one point when we were good and close, hey, I was like so proud to be her father. Right?
But he didn't say he wasn't proud to be your dad now. No, I think they really, what it looked like to me is that they tried to give him like a script. Like
Nora, it looked like a 5-hour interview.
That's what I'm saying. They gave him a script and then he just sort of like meandered, and they put together the best 7 minutes that they had.
That made him look, totally.
And that was it. Because I guarantee you that he probably got more trouble for that interview than than we think, right? They're like, oh, he did this thing because he
Well,
probably didn't say enough
because
bad
my dad can't get in trouble for a video that he didn't put out. My dad did not put out that video.
No. What I'm saying is that I bet even though they put the video out to fuck with you, right? They thought, oh, Laura's not going to show up at the protest because we put out this video, blah, blah.
And she's going to give up. Right.
But what I'm thinking is that watching the video and comparing it to like Taryn Rinder's video or all of the other ones that we've seen, like fucking Aaron's mother-in-law and shit that are like, they're nasty. These videos, even the ones they pumped up about Leah, like friends of hers, people who she was friends with for decades. I have
literally told all my remember my last 5 friends on my hand? Just kidding. I have told them all. I'm like, guys, this video was like, I feel bad. I felt bad for my dad.
It was mild sauce. I mean, like, I think that
it was mild sauce. I was like, did you see the videos against anybody else? They're very fucking nasty and very targeted.
They're awful.
And it was
and
like,
they're filled with lies. Your dad didn't tell any weird lies about you. Right?
Just misconceptions.
Right. I want you to notice the thing. Guys, do your own research. Don't believe me. Go look at the videos that were put out. They have a whole little channel. They put them out. They put them out in weird places. But look at the other videos that were made about Leah, that were made about Aaron, that were made about Mike Rinder. And then look at this one. Bad. And I think I'm going to play devil's advocate on the positive side. I think your dad was trying to get a little bit of something to you, to let you know he's still in there, that your dad still loves you, because the way when he brightened up in the video,
maybe he didn't mean to do something wrong. He was like, hey, look, this is my view of it. But they're like, no, you need to be a little more harsh.
Right. There was definitely coaching.
Don't call it the ranch.
Don't you dare say ranch. But also, like, when he was talking about your music, and that when he went, that moment where he was like,
could feel my heartbreak, even though that definitely was not my heartbreak. He was like, oh, and that was her why, or what they call like a life.
Yeah. The reason. It's like the crossroads.
You got to find their, they say their
breaking point.
No, in life, their flaw or something. What do they call it in Scientology?
Oh,
you got to find
your ruin.
Gotta find the ruin. Oh my God, that's literally, I literally go crazy because that literally, when do you ever want to fix your life if you're not going, when was the worst time in my life? And that worst time becomes your ruin.
Right.
That was your ruin when you just were like, you know what? I had faith in life and I gave up. Okay. So now what? Now I have my dad being like,
I think a little bit when he was talking about your music, I think that was him reminding himself, because you saw his face change. And like, I think that he's
not aware of that, Nora. He's not aware of his face changing while he's being recorded. He had no idea. No, because he sincerely loved my music.
That's what I'm saying. He let that out.
He was like,
his real emotion came out there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
a little bit, but they only, and so they want to show, look, see, Scientologists really care about their beloved bloodline family.
Yeah, but if we think, I mean, what I want to explain to people, though, is that even though your dad did that, whatever we're going to call that, the POW video, willingly, unwillingly.
I feel bad.
I think that...
I felt bad watching it. I felt bad. I was like,
we both know that he probably got in trouble still after that because you showed
up.
No,
Nora.
You don't think he did?
No, I don't even believe he has the consent of even knowing what version of any video.
Oh, no, of course he doesn't. He doesn't know what they put out there. He can't look at the internet.
None.
No. Somebody wants to know where your mom is. Your mom's still in the Sea Org, right? Laura,
yes.
Your mom is still in the Sea Org, right? Is she in Cali or where is she in the world? Huh?
I literally accidentally. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's like a delay now, but I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, a little. Okay.
It's okay. I can still hear you. Go for it.
Okay. So my mother, wow, there is a delay. That's so fucking weird.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. You smacked the shit out of your computer.
I think I unplugged it and then plugged it back in. Okay, there will be a little delay for us, but we're still aligned, I think.
Yes.
Okay. My voicing is off, but hopefully it'll catch up. Okay, but what I was going to say. Wow.
It's closer now. Keep going. Yeah.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
Okay.
I'm looking away so I can just listen and not be distracted by your mouth being in the wrong place. So go.
Okay, good. Sorry. Okay, so but what I was saying for reals though is like I guess I don't know. I guess all different versions. There's so many different perspectives. There's so many different like even the perspective of my mother when I was at Gold Base, leaving the Int Ranch, going to Clearwater, Florida, and her face, and she was crying, and I was so confused.
Because she knew she wasn't going to see you again, or?
Nora, I had no idea. Here I am working so hard, leaving the Int Ranch Cadet Org, right? Being like, okay, hopefully all of my fucking overts and all my bad shit at the Int Ranch won't allow me to go with my sister to flag.
Right.
Right? That was the exciting thing. It was like, that was one of the, and not only that, I thought, oh, what if I was qualified for the free ones? I thought that not only going to flag would be cool.
Right.
I thought it would be cool to go to the free wins.
Yeah.
Like, and so imagine at the Int Ranch, nobody can ever imagine this. Literally only the people that were there can fucking explain how this felt. We were in the middle dining room. They had us in groups of cadet children organizations, like in little group, like being like, you're going to this organization, this group of cadets going to that organization.
Crazy.
And the organizations were going to the Free Winds, which was a small.
The Free Winds is
group.
the Scientology ship. It's the Scientology cruise ship that they have that sails in the Caribbean.
But it's a high have to have credentials and authority and sec checks and interrogations, clearances. Thank you, Nora. To get to the Free Winds or even to flag at certain levels. So anyways, so it was fucking weird being at the Int Ranch, you know, where they were dispersing all these children, literally children. Everybody was under the age of 13 or 14. Dispersing the children into these different groups, and we were all scared going, oh no, what is that group?
When you say that,
I were so worried because my friend's sister was over there, and I would see Josh Center and his sister, they were separated. So I was like, oh no, we had no idea as children dedicated to join the Sea Org. We're clean, we're sec checked, we're ready to go. And they were literally like, this group's going to flag. And some people would cheer and some people were fucking sad. This people going to the Free Wind. This people going to pack base. AOLA.
Sad panda. Those people were like,
Nora, it was really intense. All these kids were literally interrogated, fucking, you know, like beat to so much horrible shit happened. Everything was like, okay, everything, you got it all out. Now you're qualified to go to another state. You're never leaving. We've been, as cadets, we've been in California my ass has been in California my whole life. Now you're going to Florida. We're qualified to go to Florida. The
so
outside
exotic.
Top organization flag, right?
Yeah.
So there's a whole different thing. You go to flag and then we go to flag and so much shit like whole different thing. That's a whole nother thing. But
no, that's I mean, like when you start talking about that,
learning OSA from the version of a child and learning OSA from the Lisa McPherson case, literally
when you're a teen,
where Kendrick Moxon was covering up, I was shredding information. I had fucking no idea what I was shredding, but now I know. So I have to make it aware. I have to say, no. like
Well,
Scott
yeah.
Hochstetter and everybody's not Osa. They could definitely be reflecting and being fucking I don't even know the word. Okay, so I'll just leave it at that.
Well, their
But
actions are
when
that
it
of an agent of Osa,
I'm not going there. Absolutely.
What's the word though? It's like it's what people
instigated,
when they're
or
agents, they're
they're
dupes,
triggered,
they're sock puppets.
it's because they literally take the person, so they'll take me or they'll take Scott or they'll take you and they'll be like, ooh, what was the worst time that she was like, where was she the worst? And they'll just start really you know, and they'll throw that up in the chats and have bots.
Well, that's why people attack my mental health all the time, because I tried to unalive myself, and that's the way I left. So people are always attacking my mental health and calling me unstable, calling me schizophrenic, diagnosing me with a million different things. Agent provocateur. That's a good name, Haggis. That's a good name. Agent provocateur. But I mean,
Nora,
they are the things that are being done by those particular people are complete distractions, and they are completely, hi Foxy, they are completely being instigated overtly or covertly or both by OSA via the platform that we're on, which is YouTube, via chat, via comment section, via our public emails that are totally available. I mean, we get those wackadoo ones that are clearly like, that's just somebody at the HGB that's like, I'm going to send something today. It's my statistic, like those are wild. Those are absolutely
Thursday before 2.
Yeah. Thursday before 2. Gotta hammer that out.
Get those stats up.
Yeah. Like those like when I get a wackadoo email, I know for sure that's like just somebody fucking, that's a down stat fucking Sea Org member. And I feel a little bit of sadness for them because they're trying really hard to appeal. Like I got an email as an example. I'll give you an example. I got an email that the title of the email, this was yesterday, the title of the email was "A Young Lady is in Danger." So they know what buttons does Nora have. She has a savior complex. She wants to help everybody. She thinks she's in charge. We're going to approach her like she's the in charge. So this email went on for like 6 paragraphs about Tom DeVocht, all kinds of wild accusations about him and his minor child. Okay. And then they provided screenshots of legal stuff. Okay. And then was like, it was like a plea for help. How can you help this girl? Right. And so what did I do with that information? Except for talk about it right now, which I haven't publicly. What did I do with that information? I immediately forwarded it to Tom directly. And I said, "Dear Tom, listen, I know you and I have different ideas on some things. Okay. Like saying David Miscavige is the only problem, right? Like we're on different ends of the spectrum on that.
Right.
However, I want you to know that I 100% am not doing or responding to this in any way, shape, or form. I can see this is clearly OSA trying to stir shit up for you. And anything you need from me to help you out in this situation, I'm here to help you out. Because this is some fucking bullshit, right? Because even if I disagree with you or Tom or whatever, the main point for me is always we are still part of the same family, right? Let's put it that way. We're still part of the same weird extended family, right? In that, like, we're all weird cousins from that half removed second, wife of whoever, because we all have, like I said, this like shared, fucking trauma. That it came and went in varying degrees depending on our situation. It's not all identical. It's not identical trauma. It is a shared
and it's definitely
trauma.
Nora. It's definitely not a family trauma. Sorry.
Like, no, not like that. But you know what I mean? Like I would look at it if I'm giving an
remember
analogy
how
to people
we're
who can
let's focus on the language and let's not say that our shared experience is family at all. Please.
Well, maybe we were just all in the same airplane.
Nora,
wreck.
you're lucky.
We're all passengers.
You are lucky to have your actual family. So please do not relate Tom DeVocht to my intimate family or Mike Rinder or anybody to my intimate family because they literally were not my intimate family at all.
No.
At all.
No. And I'm not trying to imply that. I just mean that, like, you know, in the way
I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just
saying. I know. But, you know, like, if you have extended family
so
and there's always people.
Don't assume for everybody, though, that extended family that you have, Nora. I don't have family. You're literally saying extended family.
Okay.
I literally don't have any
Greek.
family.
I have 10 million cousins. There's nothing I can do about
That's
that. We're just Greek.
So, and you love it, and it's sweet.
And none of
they're
them
not
are Scientologists
attacking
except
you.
for my dad. So,
but they're not. All your cousins aren't attacking you for being who you are in the family. They're not being like, you're now disconnected.
That's a whole other fucking podcast.
Or whatever it is. No, you're lucky to also have that or not. No. Okay, so I'm just saying, as long as, here's what I'm saying. Oh my goodness, what am I saying? I'm literally saying, like,
it's a bad analogy.
No, it's not even a bad analogy. It's your analogy. And I'm going to say this. I have my analogies. I have my feelings. I have my things. Everybody fucking has their analogies and things for everything they've been going through in the whole anti-Scientology community, exposing everything. Some shit was manipulated. Some people are fucking disrespectful and are loose with their tongues and say shit that also offended people too much, where they don't want to ever associate with that person ever again. Like, so much. Like, how do we cope with all this? Right. Kind of, right? Is that not kind of? So here I go. Look, one thing I know is that, like, first thing, I have definite things within myself that I'm like, hey, I need to stop doing this. I don't agree with certain things that I'm doing that I still do because I feel I have a reason, or, oh, it's okay, and it's not okay. It's not okay. We all have that. There's certain things we can say, hey, we can back that up a bit. Nora, we do need to be, if we're going to be precise and exactly like defining, like, okay, here's this part about auditing, and here's this part about Scientology auditing with TRs and training. Like, it's actually perfect to really break down everything so that people can actually be like, oh, this is actually what they say. Like, even TRs of Scientology is bad. I know I don't want to bring this up, but I know there was some twist about you being like, oh, Nora's okay with Scientology. No.
Well, that's the narrative that Scott's pushing now, is that I'm a Scientologist.
So what I was going to say on that.
This is also why I'm heated. Because
I know that. Do you think I don't know that?
No, I know, of course you know that. But that's why I'm heated right now, because that is fucking slander. And that is actionable by an actual lawsuit. So if he keeps that up and he keeps doing,
bring it up in your own shit. Okay,
this is my channel. I'm on
my
channel.
I know. I'm saying bring that up in your own channel. I'm saying let me finish
on my channel.
But honey, I know. I'm saying I'm talking to you on your channel about this, and it's gonna come up. Can we not divert it? Let me finish what I was trying to say about it. Oh my God, I literally got lost. I got lost.
You're saying if we're going to use words, then we have to be precise. We're talking about the auditing and the,
Well, I know that but I know that was the subject we were talking about. I guess
you brought up the twist that Nora approves Scientology.
Which that I'm saying they literally twisted. That's you being like, sure, if adults want to be like, hey, I'm a 37-year-old and I would love to have an auditing session. You're not going to be like, no, stop the 37-year-old from not having an auditing session. No, you're like, go fucking do whatever. Sure, maybe it'll help. And I was saying that's where a bunch of shit gets twisted. And I don't want to divulge into who twisted what. I'm not trying to do that. I'm saying can we step away from that and be clear about what you were saying? Because this is what I was feeling that you were saying that got twisted, which I hate, which I agree with you on.
Well, that's just people twisting consent in general.
And that's always going to happen.
An adult can consent to whatever they want. Whether I don't consent to it, I have said loud and proud that it is evil and no one should do it. Am I the boss of everybody on planet Earth? No. If I were, a lot of things would be different right now. I can promise you that. Okay, there would be no
and there might be a lot
everyone would have food. We would all be equal, and fucking pride would be every week. Okay, so deal with it. But what I'm saying is that you cannot tell an adult human you can't do X if you want to. If I had a choice, I would, ban all truly harmful, illegal stuff. There would be no heroin. There would be no fentanyl. There would be no any of these things that people are dying from every day. You know what I'm saying? Like AIDS is done. Cancer's done. Like if I was in charge, that's what I would do. Like these are the, omnipotent things I would declare. But if an adult human approaches another adult human who says, I'm doing this thing, and they say, I want that thing that you're doing. And they say, well, it costs money for you to do that with me. Okay, here's my money. And then they do the thing. That's a legal transaction at that point. Anything involving the enforced indoctrination of anyone against their will, but most particularly children who do not have the brain capacity or the ability to consent to a legally binding action.
The important part.
If somebody is being held against their will or has been lured into a place under false pretenses, whether they are a child or not, that is not okay.
And including an auditing session where this is what I hated, and this is talk about David B again. I'll splash back because I don't have as much emphasis as you do. Fine. I'm just saying the fact that you guys were even talking about the argument of the door being locked or not does not matter. And you were right. That is literally the outcome of anybody feeling mentally so fucking brainwashed where they feel they can't leave a room on their own accord.
Correct.
It doesn't matter if the door is locked or not. And I feel disgusting even divulging into that realm of breaking it down. But maybe we do need to sometimes break certain things down and saying, no, guess what? Didn't matter if the door was locked or not.
Right. Well, we believed it was locked. Let's put it that way. We believed 100%. We believed we could not
and
leave.
Outside the door. Let's not all forget that if you're going in session, even in a sec check, which is not a session apparently, right? Bullshit. Even in a sec check, there is a sign outside that says in session.
In session.
Period. Whether you're getting sec checked, whether you're in a fucking PAB 6 program and they need you to be in a private room for this moment, whether you're getting audited on your personal OT, it doesn't matter. The moment that door on the outside says in session, you are not allowed to interrupt that session for any reason whatsoever.
None.
When that says in session and you're in a Scientology hotel that's being mimicked as a building full of auditing rooms and ready to clear the planet. Anytime a room in the building of any of these hotels say in session, if you make a fucking loud sound outside that door,
that's a suppressive act.
You are a high crime.
Yeah.
Suppressive act, and that's literally so let alone one session, you're walking down at the Fort Harrison Hotel. You're on all the floors. Every single hotel room is either a hotel room where they're sleeping and then they wake up and then they go in session. So they're paying for the hotel room and they're paying for the session that they're getting in the other hotel room that they're mimicking as an auditing room. It's a hotel room converted into an auditing session room.
Yeah. And let me answer your question here, Amy. If there was a fire, that is an exception, but it is still considered a suppressive act to interrupt that session. And just to give you a fair example,
auditor didn't say, hey, there seems to be a thing, let's end the session and we'll
you have to take a break and
the auditor has to be the one that allows you to get the fuck out of that room.
Right. But let me give you a real life example. When we returned from Florida from our very special, indoctrination into the first version of what was called the golden age of tech. Upon our return, there were, I lost count of how many, but on an almost daily basis, there were BOMB explosive threats called into Celebrity Center. And when that happened, they would have to evacuate the whole building, obviously, all personnel, all people who are paying. People would stand out on the lawn. They were in the saunas in their swimsuits with a towel wrapped around them. People who were still in the middle of a session, auditors
They
were
would
bringing the
walk out.
e-meters outside and
Yep.
going to a corner to keep going with the person on the
Their
counseling because they
session.
couldn't stop.
Absolutely.
But they had to evacuate the building
Yep.
because they were bringing, you know, the dogs in to sniff because we had a credible threat. And then
Yep.
they ended up finding out that it was a guy who was Bitter Panda and he was sitting in the security office calling from there. It was a whole thing. But, you know, even then they had to, you know, they do, I will say this, they do take things like that, at least at Celebrity Center, I can't speak for everywhere, seriously, especially when we had certain people there in the building.
You know what this is triggering for me? When I was a CMO EPFer. So CMO for people. So I was already in I was already HCO secretary at like 14 years old. I was like giving people ethics programs and being like, oh, well, you are masturbating, read this and do these programs and whatever, right? But then I got promoted to the CMO, CW, right? And then even in the EPF of the CMO CW, I don't know why, Nora. I don't know why. But I was in the CMO CW, Angie Blankenship's room.
Oh God.
And she was one of the only people, her and Tom DeVock and Jenny DeVock. Sure. And Angie Blankenship, and Angie was single at this point. She no longer was married to I
forget his name. Yeah. Nobody remembers Mr. Blankenship, but anyways,
no, but Angie Blankenship was definitely definitely was in the valence of a evil fucking bitch. And
oh yeah,
I picked up that phone, Nora.
The phone in that office?
In her bedroom. She had a bedroom phone.
Uh-oh.
Same with Tom DeVock. Same with Tom DeVock and Jenny DeVock. They had an actual phone.
Like phone. Yeah.
Old school phone. And dun, dun, dun. But sometimes I would pick it up and I would hear like, I was a CMO messenger, like CMO EPFer, cleaning, you know, doing like, doing all the cleaning, the executive spaces and everything. But then I was like, oh, what if I pick up the phone? Like, who's on the other end? I just didn't know. So I would pick up the phone and I would hold it. And I would listen. And then all of a sudden I would hear security. I would hear the security. If I stayed long enough on the phone, I would start to hear the security guards that I was very close with because I was a CMO messenger, you know?
Yeah.
You know? I'm approved. But I was like, oh my God, I can hear them on this telephone line.
Oh, all of it is bugged. There's people always listening. Always.
So I dialed 911. I did it.
They knew instantly.
But you know what was so fucked up is I didn't know that they knew. I didn't know that they would know that if I called 911 and then I hung up. I just did it to be like, oh, what will happen?
I mean, here's the deal, guys. You have to understand that on these phones, right? You had to dial 9 to get an outside line. And then on top of dialing 9, you had to,
and you would have to know that was the code to, you would have to know to push *9 to and a lot of people don't even know. There's no reason for staff members to have
you had to have a phone code because not everybody had a phone code in order to make a call because it wouldn't, the phone would not connect unless you had a phone code. And there was now you just made me think of the story.
And to call to Europe and everything.
Yeah. So in division, in the new people division, okay, which was called Division 6, the public division. There was a person who was a field staff member. He was like somebody who was bringing new people in. He used to come and sit in the basement office of Pamela Lancaster Johnson and just be on the phone all day, just calling. And people were like, oh, he's so busy. He's calling. And then one week at the staff meeting, because you have to have a weekly meeting, you're up till like 2:00 in the morning while they're screaming at you about all the things. No, this is Friday nights. This is the Thursday night meeting. I'm talking about the staff meeting that you have that goes on for like, Celebrity Centers were a legend for going on for like 5 hours. Just forever.
flaps and handles.
And they're going over all of the statistics and everything that you did and didn't do. So Pamela Lancaster Johnson gets called out because for some reason the phone bill kept going up. And this 1 week, it was like astronomical, the phone bill, right? And so they're like, they brought out the phone bill and they had, of course, made a graph because everything has a graph. And so they made this graph of how much the phone,
daily graph, weekly graph.
Right. So Pamela got in trouble about all these calls going out on her phone code. And what happened is that she had given her phone code to all of the field staff members.
Yep, that happened a bunch. I stole a bunch of phone codes.
This one guy was calling all over the world.
President of Celebrity Center's phone code. I saw her do the code, and then I used it for everything. So they would just not even know it was me.
Because you can't make a call unless you have a code. Yeah,
exactly.
So once you know a code, you're always using it. Yeah, always.
I'm so glad you mentioned that. I forgot about the code.
You had to have the phone code. And so this one guy, this one field staff member had literally cost us like $3,000 in international phone calls in 1 week.
Yes.
And then he did. It would have been one thing if he had gotten like hundreds of new people in. He was just calling his family and bullshitting. But because he was speaking another language, nobody knew what he was doing. He was like, yeah, I'm closing them. I'm closing them.
Kind of he's registering them. He's like, closing them.
But he totally wasn't. He was just literally bullshitting with his grandma.
But that's amazing. So like, isn't that so fucked up though? Yeah. Isn't that so fucked up, Nora? He's literally in the Sea Org.
No, he wasn't. This was a public.
Fine. He's on staff as a public using the code to, but he's doing it because that's his only route.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He had no money. I mean, how's he going to call Mexico and fucking, South America? That shit's expensive.
It's insane. And that happens all the time. I literally had the code that I remembered from CMO, like the free, like any CMO messenger could have this code to call out because they're trusted, right? So I had this code. And even I remembered the code from when I got demoted from CMO and I was sent on the EPFs and whatever, right?
Oh, yeah, all that stuff.
And so there would be times that I would be like, oh, wait, hey, mommy, daddy. There would be moments where I would be like, I wonder if I would call Gold Base right now. And I would call and I would put the code. I would use the code to be like, that's a free call. And it would go through.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hi, can I talk to Diane Anderson? And then I would wait like 10 minutes. And then they finally would say, oh, we paged her. Okay, give her a minute. She's coming through. And they would let her through. They would wait. They would have the buzzer. Hey, your daughter's calling.
Yeah.
Anyway, and it felt really good. So that's pretty crazy that like they are very strict about every call that comes in and out.
They monitor every piece of communication that comes in and out of the organization.
Everything, even if it feels normal. No, you are being monitored. 100%.
Always. Always, yeah.
Nora, I didn't want to be rude or disrespectful, but I also know that we all have to learn. I've been learning a lot. Somebody, you know what? To be honest.
Mm-hmm.
You're not like this. Somebody was like, hey, Lara. It was kind of disrespectful and it was blackmail-y. And they said, oh, I'm going to show that you were drinking and driving. And I said, you know what? I made an obligation to myself that I will never drink and drive ever again, even if it's a few beers or anything. And how about that? How about the fact that I now know I actually love not drinking and driving. I literally love knowing the fucking fact that I can call a Lyft and say, take me to where I want to go and dance and have a good time. And having, like, there are certain beautiful things that are great.
That's good.
And I was like, oh, I hate this. But actually, no, they're very helpful. So I do have a very strong obligation. I'm okay with drinking and people having fun and everything, but do not drink and drive. And
there you go, kids. You heard it here first.
But also that people don't realize that it's actually more convenient, literally, to take a Lyft somewhere or an Uber somewhere or any kind of, and enjoy your life and then just take a lift back. You literally, it saves everybody. So I wanted to put that out there.
Correct.
And I don't want to be weird and dumb. I love, there are moments for like having fun and doing your shrooms and healing and drinking everything. No, I'm serious. There's moments for everything. And drinking and driving is not a thing ever. And I love drinking at moments, but that doesn't mean and very much does not mean you do not have to drink and then drive. So
right.
I kind of want to I want to start a new thing that I would love people to vouch that they do not drink and drive, and that they will take a lift, and that if they know they're going to go out and have a wild fucking drunk time.
Yeah.
To just not drive.
We got Lyft, we got Uber.
It's literally so much better.
And some holidays in some cities, I know they do like Lyft and Uber will like run you for free and things like that. So like, listen.
And they have so much options. It's so beautiful.
There's so many options.
And I love that there's a community that actually helps. Hi, Fox. There's actually a community that helps people that are like, no, we're not telling you to stop drinking and having a good time. They're just saying, make your ride to and fro more humane and less like, you don't want to be in a car driving at all in any situation.
No.
If it hurts or affects somebody else, period.
Correct.
And so it's just the easiest way to just be like, hey, look, how about we just take a Lyft ride or whatever. I'm so for that. I'm okay with everybody having their experiences of life, but that's one thing I've been learning a bunch of, just learning and loving. Learning and loving and just being like, hey, certain things are not okay, and I can't justify them and be like, oh, but this, no. It's not. So, and also, Nora,
yes,
there were things that you're like, no, Laura, I don't like that you're bringing this up. But I do like bringing up certain things to be like, how can we better what's going on? Like, how can we, it's uncomfortable. It's fucking annoying. Certain people we both don't want to interact with. We're like, fuck that. No, fuck that shit. I get that. But is there a way that we can... And I even saying this for myself, Nora. I'm literally saying this for myself. Our information and everything we're doing is important. Everything that happened to you is so fucking important. People need to understand literally the detailed validity of my story, your story, anybody's story of... And they just know that, okay, so we have all of these children and all of these adults even that have been in this cult of Scientology, that they're literally being like, oh, well, this did. There's so much manipulation, even in all of the clarity that has to be spoken about. And some people are not going to be okay with being like, that's manipulative. That was being trained to be taught to show you how you can manipulate people.
Yeah.
And it's weird to be able to, in this new age, right, to be able to say like, oh guys, this is how this organization or this church was. And then people don't like that because church kind of reminds them of their church. And
sure,
well, the Church of Scientology, well, we have to be respectful to the Church of Nora, the Church of Scientology. Are you kidding? I literally was embarrassed as a child.
I was grossed out to say that.
Be told that the new thing we have to say is the Church of... We literally, and I'm saying this outright front, right? We degraded churches. We were like, oh, they don't know the answers. They don't know.
Oh no, yeah.
Real
we don't want to be a church.
My grandmother, oh, my sweet grandmother. I was taught to degrade my own grandmother. And I feel so bad about that. Oh, I wish I could get to know my real grandmother. They're both dead now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry that happened. That's awful. I mean, my grandparents are also,
I'm just saying there's many labels of everything. And you, Nora, even when you've told your story, just of even you're like, well, you know, you're not even talking about Scientology. You're just talking about your own family. Like, oh, well, this was a weird thing to talk about, and this and this. And I'm like, wow. Like, that's crazy. Here I am trying to like figure out my own family things. And I'm like, damn, I'm more interested in Nora's like Greek. Like, I don't know. I'm like, damn, Nora has more of like, what the fuck? How did you allow this to happen?
Oh yeah, no, my family is very weird.
But also
it's a whole
very
journey.
intelligent. Very intelligent and a very probably my family too, Nora. But
well, I mean, and here's the thing. I
don't even know my own
because
family.
we're talking about all the kids and everything. I'm gonna throw a quick plug out for our homie Jamie, whose book is coming out on the 29th. Get Jamie's book, Child X. I've said it before. I've said it again. I'll say it every time. This book, and you guys have heard snippets of our lives because there's things that, like, you know, like I didn't remember until today, till Lara said all those names. But this is a memoir that is going to shake everything up. And by that, I mean, you will not be able to look away from what's being said here. And I'm excited, not about the tragedy that's being relived by Jamie by telling his story, but that it's going to lend validation and corroboration to all the things that we've been talking about for all these years, because Jamie lived it, you know? And so like when people hear some of the things that we talk about,
Can I ask you, have you read it?
I'm not done yet.
You have, but you're reading it?
Yes. And I will be doing more in-depth stuff as we get closer to I've got a taste. Let's put it that way. I've got a taste of it. I've got a piece of it. A sneak preview behind the scenes. And I will say this. That's why I'm saying right now, based on that,
it's going to be so intelligent.
It's going to be amazing.
Like,
and you know,
yeah,
and
like
he's doing. If you want to come up to Portland
all
for
the
something,
kids and everything,
come up for
no,
that.
I will. By the way, I am.
Yeah.
I might. Hello.
Come up for that. It's on the 29th. They're doing it at the Big Pals.
Doing a quick little Lara FM quick tour to Portland and
come
be there
up
for that. I might do it.
Well, if you've ever been to Pals in Portland, it's kind of a destination. It's a fucking amazing bookstore. It's an independently owned bookstore here. It's a really in the Pacific Northwest. Pals is a big deal, right? And that's where that's where the book is being launched. It's kind of like I'm trying to think. It's like, you know, like it's like Barnes and Noble here. It's like our local Barnes and Noble. Like all the local authors like launch their stuff there. It's beautiful.
So
they have
important.
One of the largest like rare books collections in the country. It's in this Powell's. It's really beautiful. So and Jamie also just did an interview with Dodge Landsman today about it. But like the more that I hear everybody's stories, you know, it's not. Sometimes people are like, oh, it's not trauma Olympics and things like that, which I don't think any of us think it's a trauma Olympics. Like we're not trying to like throw the trauma Trump card down or something. I think that it's just the more I hear and the more that I remember, it becomes more clear to me why people need to clearly understand what Scientology is still doing on a daily basis. Like these things that we talk about that happened in our childhood are still happening right now. You know, Aaron posted that thing that they put on their Facebook of that 16-year-old girl who is at, you know, a very specific point in the indoctrination and is immersed herself in full-time training because why? At 16, she's a high school graduate, which you and I both know means she went to a Scientology school that's not accredited, where she got no education and she was just shoved into a GED or maybe didn't even get a GED. And she's being groomed to go do what we did and sign the billion-year contract and give up the rest of her young life to that. And so
Nora,
that's what we say. It's still happening.
Nora, I would say though that like I want you should also let your chat know and everybody know that this is the mechanism of Scientology. They go to Delphi, Oregon. They go to Delphi, Los Angeles. They put Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith as, oh, we're not part of Scientology, but we're supporting this.
But we founded the Scientology school.
We are supporting a school that literally runs on all of Scientology, learning how to learn.
Oh, sure.
And they are literally teaching you how to learn through Scientology data. That is so manipulative, corruptive, and disgusting. First of all, let's be very clear. Why is Scientology so embarrassed about the fact that they have to expose that they are deeply a part of these like fake groups into the citizen, all these city meetings and everything? Oh, we're this Citizens Commission of Human Rights. Oh, we're Criminon. We're Narconon. No, you're a fucking scam of Scientology. And Scientology literally is not a church. They're an organization that has learned and has fucking trained people to divulge and barge into the city official and regular government, city, regular normal laws and the normal rights of the average citizen to literally be like, oh, well, Scientology is having a big opening on L. Ron Hubbard Way. Everybody must close down this. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
No. Hell no. But somehow they have this pull. How do they do that? They literally go into safe pointing city officials throughout. That's all they have to do. Safe point police, safe point city officials, safe point Karen Bass. Have Karen Bass talk to us on the fucking speaker podium.
Yeah. No,
in a Scientology event.
Yeah. No, but that's what I was saying. Like
edit.
I'm still cautious about Karen Bass. We'll see how, we'll see how things keep going. I'm going to be cautiously optimistic that we're making progress towards her seeing that Scientology is not all it's cracked up to be, and she shouldn't be listening to them. Maybe she should be listening to her constituents that are actually paying her salary with tax dollars, unlike this group of people who just are
Karen
paying
Bass
her with laundered
exactly money. What she's doing.
That's why I said I'm cautiously optimistic. I didn't say I'm not being Pollyanna here. No, but let me just bullshit. I want to circle back before we go here. I want to circle back to this.
Oh, are we going?
Well, I have.
I
was going to go an hour ago. Honey,
Karen Bass. No, I know, but Karen Bass is full of shit.
Oh, I don't
disagree.
Karen
Bass is a Scientology simp bitch.
Yes, she is. But this man right here, if you guys can identify this man,
please do it.
This is the man who attacked Laura. If anybody, I'm going to just like give it a boop here so we can get his whole. Okay, we'll get closer here. If you guys can, do the internet thing and figure out who he is, that's a better part of his face. Okay.
Annabella says, can you explain Safe Point?
That's where Scientology uses Darvo and gaslighting and manipulation and money to convince city officials, government agencies, locals that they are good, and they then get them on their side. It's an advanced form of manipulation and befriending. It's the same thing. It's the same thing that operatives from like the CIA, KGB, Mossad do to create people that are their friends, and then they use them later as assets. So Scientology does that very specifically with governments and city councils and other things so that they can get their way, and law enforcement in particular. Why are we, T, can I ask you a question? What is up with Jesse? What about Jesse? Send me an email. Like, I love Jesse Prince. Did something happen to him? What's going on with Jesse Prince? Tell me. I don't know what's going on with him. Is there something else happening I don't know about? I'm out of the loop. But if anybody can identify this man,
Nora,
please do. I don't know what's happening with Jesse.
Jesse would tell me. I'm very good. Me and Jesse Prince.
I love Jesse Prince.
I've never met him. Can't wait.
Oh, you haven't met Jesse Prince? He's fantastic.
Nope. Yes,
I love him.
We've talked a bunch. I know. Thank you for letting me know, Nora.
Jesse's fucking amazing.
I definitely love Jesse. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love him.
Me and Jesse. I'm like, me and Jesse are so close. But the real thing is Jesse has actually answered so much informational things that he doesn't even realize that he's answered.
He's a fountain of information, along with Jerry Armstrong.
Because he's been, very much so. So can we talk? Are you weird about that? What did you feel about? Is that weird if I bring it up?
No, I made a comment about that. I just want to keep this man's face here because I want somebody to fucking identify him. But here's my comment about the interview that Alonzo did with Jerry Armstrong. Overall, I give it a B, a straight B in terms of an interview. Like, I don't, if I'm just grading the interview, right? But what I did love is that Jerry
I forgot that we had to grade it.
Jerry, no, that's just me. I don't have to grade anything. That was just me making a joke. I was being sarcastic.
No, well, because also I felt, can I just say my simple thing really quick?
Sure.
I just felt like Jerry Armstrong, really quickly, Jerry Armstrong has done so much to fight Scientology.
Oh, yes.
And so I just feel like I know this sounds, some people are gonna hate me for this and whatever, but I feel like it was so disrespectful to finally have Jerry Armstrong on any kind of interview in 2025. I feel like, not disrespectful, I just feel like, God damn it, we need to have Jerry Armstrong on the biggest platform that we can, so that
I don't disagree.
Explain what's happening and what has been happening for so long. You know what I mean? And I don't know how, and hopefully
I've reached out to him several times before that interview, and he hasn't gotten back to me.
mean, Nora, I don't know how to get him and his story on the biggest platform.
Oh yeah, like all
because
over the
he already
he's done interviews before.
No, but what I'm saying, 2025
in 2025, yes,
right now, exactly. His story is so fucking important, and it actually shows how manipulative and possessive and fucking interrogative Scientology is to people that are trying to protect people like Jerry Armstrong. Like the fact Jerry Armstrong literally was the one that was literally getting Scientology they had no right to have their tax exempt status.
No, he was part of the reason that it got blocked for so many years. No, I know that. I would love to do.
You know, Nora, because you got to do that. If you know about that shit, you got to talk about that.
Yeah, well, I have a whole.
He's already done
for today.
Like this dude here in this photo. He is that new fucker. He is the new Osa. This guy right here on the screen is the guy that is like, oh, I'm going to do something that's going to make the court judge feel like, oh, this guy felt intimidated. Like he was harassed by me or you, Nora. When he's literally putting himself in this position. When he came out and pushed his fat belly against me and his beard. By the way, Nora, his beard touched my cheek. Don't you let me forget.
His mustache?
His mustache. I felt his mustache and I said, oh my God. I literally was like, that's disgusting. What the fuck? So if you could put it in, I know this is gross, but put it in slow motion so you can literally see.
I saw it. We saw it in slow motion.
He went up to my face and shoved his whole belly and his face in my face.
Yeah.
Just to get at me. That's some Osa crazy shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you play that?
We did. We showed it in slow motion, remember?
No, I'm saying play it now.
You want me to play it again in slow motion?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's already in slow,
We'll
so
watch the assault
right
in
here,
slow
just
motion
play it.
here again.
Play it. No, just press play.
I was
Nora,
you want me to play it slow? I have to play it slow.
Okay, fine. Boom. He's like, oh, here, I'm gonna shove you. Boom.
It touched your forehead right there, yeah.
Ew, nasty. I was like, get the fuck off me.
And then he fell.
And then Odo was like, let me help you, you.
And he's so mad right there. He's so mad.
He's like, God damn it.
He's furious.
That did not go how I wanted it.
No,
and
he thought he was gonna hurt you.
When I thought he put blue tape. Yeah, I was like, get the fuck off.
Actually, I'm gonna get a still here of him when he turns around because we get a really good look at his face right here.
Right there, boom. Yeah,
somebody figure out who this guy is.
And he is wearing the flag. He's wearing the
same shirt.
Same shirt.
His is in better condition than Odo's, though. I mean, like it's not as faded.
Darker black, for sure.
He has he uses the Downy to keep it all fresh and clean.
But Odo doesn't know about that.
No, he can't because it's scented.
No
so he can't have that. Scented. Yeah. Exactly. Okay, guys, listen. If you guys take screenshots, can somebody I know Streets has said that he has facial recognition. Somebody said that earlier. If Streets is out there, if you guys can get it to him, I have screenshots. Well, please. That's a walrus.
I would like for real. I would like
we would like to identify him, please, so that Lara can file the appropriate charges with the authorities in Los Angeles for the assault that we've watched 4 times now on this video.
Yep. I would like to bring him to court. And let him know that his actions were not okay in our society.
Correct. So if you guys can please help out and identify him. Any former Scientos in the chat, clearly he's done services.
Can we play a little bit more and you can see what happened after and everything? So I think everybody knows. Thank you. Okay, you can speed it up, Nora.
Wait, you can hear him though.
Oh, right here. Yep.
He said, I did it and you'll remember it forever.
Yep. And then Ashley was like,
no, see, but notice he's talking to you and not to Ashley, who's
right. Who's literally being like, you think you're okay with this. Yeah.
He's scared of Ashley. He thought he was going to intimidate you,
but
though.
Don't you remember what you said earlier on earlier on this stream? You literally said, oh, look at him doing that. Like, let me, have a control over a single white woman, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And he was trying to do that with me and and I was like, bitch, he has no idea that I'm.
Yeah. Somebody says maybe Tori knows him. Maybe Tori does know him. Maybe Tori does know him.
Oh, probably.
She might, actually. We should send a screenshot to Tori and find out. Tori, if you're out there, if you know who this man is, please tell Laura so she can file
literally,
the charges.
I need to file absolute because this is constant stalking and then he shoved his body on me. We have multiple streams of him doing this prior to even this incident right now.
Yeah.
So,
well, and then my video is also corroboration where he came right up in my face like, where do you live? It's exactly corroborating his behavior.
This is their mental mindset of a Scientologist that's dedicated for 40 years, just like my parents.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hundy P. All right, my friend. We've been going almost 4 hours. My wife just got home. I didn't do the thing I was supposed to do, so I got to go talk to her. But thank you for coming on. Guys, we're always going to have emotions because we're human beings and we work through it and it's okay. Everything's groovy. It's, easy peasy lemon squeezy. But we're going to keep, as Lara would say, I'm going to steal her line. We're going to keep learning and loving and growing. And that's all we can do as human beings, right? But please, if you guys do have information, please contact Lara. What's the best email for them to contact you at, Lara, if they have information?
LARA, Lara FM, LARA FM music at gmail.com.
At gmail.com. Boom. I'm going to put it in the chat. Please contact her at that Gmail with the identification. I love you. I love everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for your support and your help. Thank you for the super chat earlier. Who gave me the super chat? West Coast Fancy Nancy. Thank you for your super chat. Thank you to all the members and my mods. And I will see you all on the Flippity
On the
Dippity.
flippity.
Thank you as always to my mods for keeping this stream right and tight. Thank you for all of you viewing and the truth that we're constantly trying to bring out here on this channel. Please go see my other videos. Click that link for my link tree, and I'll see you next time on the Flippity Dip.